And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man DL Saint. Yes, a couple things I want to address, man. I hope y'all having a good Wednesday. Um, it's a cool little hump day for me. I hope all is well on your end. Things are going pretty good here. Uh, thanks for joining me. If and you know, I okay. Here's the first thing I want to address. And my buddy Jay Swans has been on me about this, and I'm fine. Like, okay. I'm gonna do it. All right. So starting next week, every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to go live. And I'm going to go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 6. Let's go ahead and call it 6 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, it's official now. And I'm going to change my banner and I'm going to put it on the on my page, and I'm going to put it out there every Tuesday and Thursday. You better watch for the sweep. Shout out to the hot boys if y'all know what I'm talking about. On Tuesday and Thursday, you're supposed to stay off the street because them boys be coming through. But that's not why I'm doing it, of course. It's not like I'm out there cranking. I'm an old man. I can't do that. I can't run anymore. My body's too old. Things hurt and make noise for no reason. But that's what I'm going to do, because I get a lot of people asking me when I'm going to go on. I never had a static time. So I got one now. Tuesday and Thursdays, I'll go live at 6 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. And I can keep to that schedule. What's good, people? What's good? I see you, brother Michael. Our people was having audio trouble over there, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Them trolls are in the equipment, man. But welcome, Fresh and Fit fam. Welcome, y'all. Snuggle668 dropped the link. I don't know. I don't normally drop links, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't normally do that. I might. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what you got to say. And yeah, I was over there supporting my dudes over there, Fresh and Fit, and they had some audio issues. So yeah, they're working on it now. I'm pretty sure mine was hard at work trying to figure that out. Gonna sort that out, and then I'm sure they'll be back for the after hours show tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing every Tuesday and Thursday. I hope y'all can join me. It'll be easier. Put it on your calendar. This is how we're gonna get down moving forward. So the show, Family Court Reform, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it. We all know here in the United States of America that we have an issue with family court, and I have this conversation a lot. You know, a lot when I'm out and about, when I'm out in the real world, just talking to folks. Whenever I get a chance, I'll bring this topic up, and I'll ask mostly women, like, "Yo, let's talk about fairness. Let's talk about equality. Let's talk about feminism." Right? This is how I normally set the stage, because I want to hear, what their take is on right and wrong. I want to hear what their take is on equality and all that stuff, because normally the conversation goes straight to the wage gap. It goes straight to the men run everything, patriarchy and all this stuff. Okay, that's where it goes. And then I'll bring it around to family court. Now, there's always a couple of discussions that happen at this point right away. It goes to how we do it here and this and that. And here's my biggest problem with our current system. Our current system does a bunch of things. One of the things that it does that I really dislike, that I just know is wrong, and whether people want to admit it or not, that people will tell you if they're being honest, it is wrong. It monetizes children. It's the first thing I don't like about it. The first thing about our current system, the parent who has the child more gets more money. Right? So that's how our system works. Like if you're two people, y'all have a child, and one parent gets that child more, and they do it by percentages. They really break it down. They delve into numbers in the family court system. You pay more. In other words, the amount of child support is affected by how much time you spend with said child. So if you have 0%, you're gonna pay the most amount of money. If you have 50%, in most cases, you're still going to pay something, which again makes no sense to me. If both parents have the child equally, how come one parent or the other has to pay it? That doesn't make sense to me. And then there are arguments for that too. Well, it's about the child's welfare, it's about the child's lifestyle, which I always call BS on that. Like, nah, there's nothing to do with that. But the fact that we monetize children is evil, in my opinion. There's just no other way around it. Because folks say, well, you know, people don't abuse the system. This is in the best interest of the child, blah, blah, blah. And it's not. And, yeah, you know, I'm caught up in that system. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I played the game. It is what it is. I did everything I could. I have one of my children, and for my other child, I did everything I could. And it was just too much for any one individual to fight. And I'm still going through the process. But you know, it's crazy when you monetize children. So I was kind of, you know, just kind of on YouTube, going through my YouTube thing like I normally do. And hold on one second, I gotta answer something. It's family business right here, family business. My daughter's trying to spend money on her phone, on her iPhone. And since I don't have an iPhone, I have a family member who has to authorize it, and that's what I'm doing. Ensuring that's boom, done. So back to what I was saying. The thing is this, and I see y'all wanting to jump into the link. I'm gonna think about it. You know what I mean? I've never done that. I'm gonna think about it as we go. I'm definitely gonna think about it. I may actually drop the link on this one, y'all. I might do it. I have a special guest who might pop in, so I'm gonna get my special guest in first. If they don't jump in, then I'll drop the link for certain. But I want to get a one-on-one with my special guest first. If they jump in, so you know what I mean. Stay with me. I'm gonna give people an opportunity to speak on this one, because this is important, y'all. This is definitely important. So, yeah, I was surfing, and I found something on Pink Book Lessons. I don't know if you guys follow her, but I really recommend you do it. I think she has a solid platform, and what she's doing over there is really cool. Like, the sister is definitely unplugged. She's calling strikes and balls. I mean, I gotta give it to her. So yeah, jump over there, Pink Book Lessons on YouTube, man. Go ahead, subscribe, and check out what she has over there. She has some very eye-opening things jumping off over there. So I was scrolling around on YouTube like I normally do, like just checking out people's content, and I came across this video, and I gotta react to this, because this is exactly what I was thinking. Like, it's like she was in my head, yo. She was in my head, and I thought the video was so good that I actually went to her Cash App, and I actually sent a donation, because I'm like, yo, that's fire. I want her content to continue to be out there, even if she's talking about stuff that I may not necessarily agree with. Again, she's calling strikes and balls. So I did that. So I see everybody out there. Like, yeah, I might have to drop the link. Like I said, I'm waiting on my special guest. Like, I got a special guest, like, yo, I might be able to jump in there. And so I'm waiting on that. And if they come through, then I'm gonna talk to them first, and then I'll go ahead and drop the link. Brother Jay Swans, if you fire your weapon, be aware you might hit something. Yeah, hey, bro, like I said, 100%. I'm with that. I played the game, man. I get it. You know what I mean? Again, it's right here. It's right here. I'm not tripping. I understand that. However, the system, the way it is now, it simply does not work. Right. And I mean, there's no justice for anyone involved. There's no justice in some cases. One of the things I learned going through my process is the majority of Americans, they handle co-parenting without any assistance. They take care of business. Right. The majority, I want to say, like, the number they gave us in one of the court ordered courses that I had to take. I want to say the number was 85% of Americans co-parent, no problem. There's no need for court. That neither one of the two individuals are running to court. And then when you have cases of marriage and they handle this in the divorce court, the both parties like, nah, we don't need that. We're gonna take care of this, no problem. 85, right? And then that leaves like 10% of people need a little bit of nudging in the right direction, and then they get it together. And there's like 5% of people who are just like the absolute worst. You know, they stay in court. They spend so much money. It is what it is. I mean, they're so far beyond diminishing returns. Like when you get to that 10% of folks who go through the process and they realize they're spending more money through the system, paying attorneys, paying the state, paying all these other people, like they paying child support, which is a company, it's a private company, y'all. Child support agencies are not government agencies. These are private companies, and the state is in business with them, right? So keep that in mind. There are private entities. They're companies, for-profit companies. Like they're making money on this. Attorneys are killing them. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry out there. So yeah, brother, I mean, I did what I did. You know what I mean? I ain't mad. However, something has to be done about the current system, because we shouldn't just be walking around with a broken system. And ultimately, again, it hurts everyone involved. It hurts the grown-ups, it hurts the kids. It just does. And we all know this to be the case. You know what I mean? So Ike P, I'm a family law expert and I could help you out. Oh, absolutely, bro. Hang in there with me. Like I said, I want to get my again, my special guest on board, get them in there, and then we'll definitely, hang in there with me, bro. Don't go anywhere. That'd be great. As a matter of fact, I'll definitely reach out to you. Like on my, if you go to my YouTube page, my email is attached to my YouTube page, bro. Shoot me an email, because I'm definitely gonna revisit this topic. This is not something this is not a one-off, bro. This is not a one-off, and I want both sides of the equation, right? And it's a lot of information, so it's absolutely something that you can't effectively cover in an hour or two. So this is gonna really evolve into a series, bro. So thank you, man. I'm definitely want to talk to you, bro. I appreciate that. And Jay Swan's brother DL is super fertile. When he shoots he scores. Oh wow, he got them F trophies. Ew, man. And that's my brother out there. It's gonna be one of them kind of nights. Jay Swans is in the chat, y'all. Jay Swans is in the chat. So I'm gonna pull up this video, which I thought was insane. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when I saw the video, I was like, yo, that's exactly what I'm thinking. And I don't know, just seeing it, just kind of, I was sitting there and I'm like, wow, it floored me. So here it is. This is the video, and I'm gonna pull this up and let y'all check this out, man. So here we go.
Office. Never. I ain't never liked them. Yes. Because they're, for the ones that's talking about, ma'am, child support is to provide for your own child. That ain't what it's for, honey. You think they care about your child? Child support is for bitter bitches who, when they baby daddy move on, they have some leverage. That's what all I ever seen it used for. Yes. Yes. And those with the deadbeat baby daddies, baby, you're safe, because they don't go after them. He's safe. Yes. They go after the men who actually take care of their kids and try. You don't have to ask him for that. They bring the money over on their own. They don't want him to bring it voluntarily. They want to take it from him. Yeah.
I hear that. They want to take it. And there are people out there who, on both sides, it's not like a female thing. It's just that females tend to be awarded for this type of behavior in our current system. And there are women out there who legit need it. You feel me? And they got the wrong guy or whatever. But what she says right now, I 100 agree, 100% agree with. And you see it. I just wanted to stop it right there for a hot second, but here we go.
Yes, that's what they want to do. They don't want to allow him to be a good dad on his own, and then if they see, okay, he's not going to be a good daddy, then do something. No, they're good daddies from rip. And them the ones they notice. When they notice them brothers, them the ones they go after love. So your deadbeat baby daddy, whoever got him, I'm not talking to you, love. I'm talking about the deadbeat baby daddies of the world. The ones that, the Willie from Popeyes, that soon as they find out where he at, he move and go somewhere else, he's safe. They're not looking for him. They're looking for that brother who's making $25, $30 and up an hour. They're looking for him so they can take all this.
She is.
And I'm just gonna pause it there for a second, because Pink Book comes up and starts talking. Yo, it is what it is. Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. Let me exit the full screen here. It's a thing, y'all. It's a thing. You know, and when I talk to women about this, when I talk about this disparity in the family court system, even women who are sympathetic, even the women who understand, like, yo, you're right, it is a terrible system. Men are getting ran over. Children are being ripped from their fathers, being ripped from their mothers, because it does go back. It goes two ways, but the majority of the time we always, is child normally goes to the mom. They're like, yeah, it's a horrible thing, but they don't want to take any action to change the system because it benefits them, and one day down the road they may need it. And I can't even be mad at that. I can't. If we're in a system that benefits me and benefits my decisions and whatever, it benefits all this stuff, why would I rush to change it? You know what I mean? And then that boils down to integrity. You know, I'm the kind of guy, if we're playing a game, right, and I step out of bounds and no one sees it, I'm still out of bounds. I'm like, hey, man, it's y'all ball, I stepped out of bounds. And, people get mad, man, they got us call that, they got it. No, man, I'm playing a game, bro. Don't worry, we're going to get it back. Don't worry. I mean, I'm still great. I'm going to get it back. I ain't got to cheat. But most people don't think that way. They just don't. Jay Swans, I'm not a Drake fan, but that house sauce shit is brilliant. Yeah. But even the thing with the Drake thing, it is an absolute shame that is what it has come to. Look what Drake is doing. And, but like I said, I'm not mad at these women taking advantage of a system that benefits them. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. It is what it is. I mean, I can't expect everyone to have integrity. I can't expect everyone to be honorable. It would be nice, you know what I mean? But just people aren't. And then we're talking about tons of money. Tons. Y'all hear the stories? Tons of money. You know what I mean? Just women going out there getting it. I'm not mad. You can go out there and bag you an athlete or some rich man or something like that if you're a beautiful young woman and get paid millions of dollars over a 17-year period. Sometimes tens of millions of dollars over a 17-year period, which is insane. It's insane. So, okay, we're going to continue.
100% correct. They like to say that child support is for the child. And yes, we will all like to believe that's the intended purpose. But we have to be honest that so many women, they have misused child support and basically made it an insurance policy. And usually against decent men, the men who are actually there, the men that have resources. You have a lot of women using this as leverage and a way to control men when the relationship is over. Take a second to make sure that you are subscribed to.
Like I said, I've never met Pink Book, but I've subscribed to her for a long time, and I watch a lot of her videos. But this one right here, like I really want to react to. Like I said, it hit me in such a way that I was like, yo, I got to show her some love, man. I got to send something over there because this was just powerful. So yeah, go to her page, please, like and subscribe. Go check out Pink Book Lessons, and we're gonna continue.
To the channel, click the notification bell. Let's go ahead and jump back into it.
Okay, and the chick that, I got a good baby daddy. He ain't on child support. As soon as he get a girlfriend Friday, you tell him Monday morning you gonna be down at the child support office first thing. Yeah, bitch, y'all make it bad for the brothers who actually want to be good daddies, and y'all kill me acting like these hoes don't exist.
And that's how they cover for other women. They try to make it seem like women, they don't do that, or it's just ratchet women who do that, when the truth is, the ratchet women, they're not the ones mainly in child support fighting over resources. No, the ratchets, they go down to Section 8 in the food stamp office. The women that's doing this is the so-called college educated class, the ones with the jobs. It's the ones who think they're smart. They see how everything is set up for them to be able to harass men, and that's what they do. I'm talking about the jealous women, the conniving, illogical, emotional. That's who's doing that, but they love to blame it on Starkeisha. It's not Starkeisha. Starkeisha is the one at the HUD office. And usually,
Yo, when I talk right now, they speaking facts, yo. Facts. I know a guy, cool dude, hardworking guy, does this thing. Like the dude was like making real close to 6 figures, doing this thing like a solid cat. Got 2 children. One mother, has degrees, multiple degrees. It's making about $80,000-$85,000 a year. The other has very limited education, is in the hood, but just, working hard or whatever, doing what they got to do, working the system. Which one do you think is dragging a guy through the system? And it's just like she said right there. It's not the hood girls. It's not. They doing their thing. They doing what they do. They're like, hey, it is what it is. They're getting everything they can get as far as government assistance and all that, right? They're getting the crib, government assistance. When they're in there, and it's like they said, it's true. They're in there. They're not giving up names. They're like, I don't know who the father is. I don't know. There's no one on the birth certificate. Bam, they getting everything they can. And then when they need something, they'll holler at dude like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Little Junior got an ear infection. Dude, Johnny the spot, like, what you need? Oh, just drop me out. Let me get a few hundred, and go get the medicine for me. Bam, there it is. And like in those cases, like my man got his kid with him most of the time, 70%, 80% of the time, he's in the whip. Like, what's up? He's with, because mom is out in the streets doing her thing. She loves her child, but she's out doing her thing. She won't jeopardize her son. Like, look, I got somebody I'm messing with. They're going to be over here for a little bit. Yo, won't you come get Junior? I got something going on. They are co-parenting, no problem. The other side, court, attorneys, you know what I mean? Harassment after harassment, evil texts, phone calls, people being sent over, you know what I mean? Cousins and all that coming over talking crazy, trying to get you to, you know what I mean, do something stupid. This is what men go through all the time, right? When you're dealing with certain type women, they trying to, get you on the spot. I would see it all the time. Like, yo, man, that's a setup. Oh, that's her cousin. He over here trying to, just like in Menace to Society. I don't like the way you treating a partner. Oh, for real? And dude beat him down, right? And it morphs into something else. This goes on. And how is that good for the children involved? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And you got Brother Michael, and like the video, appreciate that. Suzette Speaks in the house. What's up, Suzette? What's going on? Shout out to you. We got a real G up in here. We got the big G in the house. Suzette Speaks. Go over and check out her page as well, man. Suzette Speaks. Check, like and subscribe, and check out some of her videos. She did a real good video yesterday on meditation and the importance of meditation. And yeah, like I was checking that out a little bit. I couldn't watch all of it. I was in and out or whatever. But she always has some deep conversations. Solid sister. Go over there and show her some support out of Miami, making it happen. And we got Brother Jason in the house. What's good? So yeah, we're gonna continue, but it's just the stuff that we're seeing is just this video right here, man. I'm loving it. So here we go.
when they ask her who is the father of her kids, she'll tell them that she don't know, even if she really knew. Kaisha don't do that to Pookie. So no, you can't blame everything on the hood chick. It's you so-called classy, educated women that's playing this game.
Yeah, a lot of people, most people use child support to harass the man after he got a new woman. Yes. Everybody that get child support, they're not doing it because they actually need help. They do it because that makes them feel like a big person, I'm tugging at his wallet. Their attitude be so damn funky when they're dealing with child support, and when he get off child support, total different attitude change. Yes, they don't even act the same. Yeah, that child support make them feel some type of superpowers or something. I don't know what it is, but I could never stand. I hated child support. I never dealt with them fools. Okay? When I divorced my first husband and they put him on child support, whatever they gave me is what I took.
That was the end of that clip, but
And there are a lot of sisters out there like this. There's women like that. I mean, this transcends races in America, y'all. I mean, we're talking about our community right here, but this goes on in all the communities. Like I said, it's a percentage. It's a small percentage, and this came from the people who studied. This was the court ordered class I had to go to, right? And the woman who was teaching the class, doctorate, again, had a whole bunch of letters behind her name, and she was saying it's that very small percentage of people who are, and how she put it, the problem children, these grown-ups who just don't know how to play right, and they can't get right, and they're stuck in the system paying for everything. So, you know, and people were like, listen to her, she was divorced. But yeah, I mean, she handled her grown-up business. She got divorced, whatever. She got remarried. Her ex got remarried. Not a big problem. They were able to move forward. They were doing what was best for their children, their biological children, and then the children that came with their new relationships, right? They're being grown-ups. All the grown-ups involved. It's 4 of them, right? They're all being grown up about it. But we have a court system that will allow certain people, those minorities, to wreck shop. They use it as a weapon. And there's a lot of men out there and women who have succumbed to the pressures throughout the court system. It's not good to be hounded and by process servers. It's a horrible thing going into the courtroom, right? Listening to what's going on. They make it so technical because they're doing like, okay, this is real court to them. It's the stuff that they're talking about. It's like sitting in criminal court. You know, like the whole system itself doesn't make sense to me. Why do we need a court? What are we talking about here? And then I had an attorney. I've gone through. I'm on my third attorney. My first attorney got sick and died. Right, got cancer and was gone in a matter of months. But he told me, he was like, this is called liar's court because we know everyone who comes in here is lying. So that's against the law right there. That's against the law. That's perjury. So we're playing court, but we're not going to apply the court rules. And just people are just doing whatever they want. The judge, complete control. Complete control. At one point during this whole process, I was charged with contempt of court. Right? And I was arraigned right there in court. Right there, sitting there, getting arraigned. And I had my attorney sitting next to me. He's like, don't say anything. I'm sitting there, I'm looking around. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? I was simply like, yo, I'm here. I want my son half the time. I mean, right? You don't give me a choice. I mean, I have no options. I'm here. I want to take care of my son, but the court has taken that away from me. And now I'm under contempt of court because I'm fighting to get my rights back as a father. I didn't understand that. I did not understand that. Jay Swan says she got them crazy eyes. Yeah, you know, we know what that means. Crazy eyes equals something else. I'm trying to keep it lightweight clean. If you're going to court, get an attorney. Don't be trying to handle it yourself. That's from Jay Swan's. 100%. 100%. They'll tell you, oh, you can go to family court and you can just go here and they have offices and stuff like that to help you out. You know, they'll help you with filings. They'll help you with what, you tell you where to go, help you fill out the paperwork, all this kind of stuff. You go down to the clerk and do all this. Help you with, tell you how many copies you need and whatever. They tell you all this. You go before that judge will treat you like you are an officer of the court because you in there representing yourself, and they will light you up. It is what it is. They will light you up. And I'm here to tell you, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. I've been through a lot in my life, a lot. Starting in the streets, and then as a young adult, becoming a soldier, going to war, like jumping out of airplanes, all that kind of stuff. Then getting into the air, becoming an air traffic controller, doing that job is very stressful. Handle all that. I'm going through this process in court, and one day, it was one of those days, it's a hearing I had to go to. I'm sitting there hyperventilating. I had a panic attack. Of all the things I've been through in my life, I can't tell you how many times I've been shot at. I can't tell you the things that I've seen, the things that I've heard, the violence that I have witnessed. None of that bothered me. I'm sitting outside of a courtroom. I can't stand up. I'm having a panic attack. The only reason I knew it was a panic attack because I watched a documentary on it. I thought for real, it feels like you're having a heart attack. When they say you can't breathe, you really can't breathe. You really, it's a struggle to breathe. Your heart's going crazy. You're sweating. You know what I mean? Your palms are sweaty. That's the only time in my life I've went through that. It only happened once, sitting outside of a courtroom, waiting on a hearing. For what? Because you got individuals out there, the very small minority, that can use this system as a weapon. Crazy. It's crazy. Wonderful 34. What up, people? God bless you. Yeah, Joes. What's up? Yes, right, the Joes. We got the G.I. Joes in here and the Janes. Well, yeah, we call them Joes and Janes, but in the Army, it was Joes and Josephines in basic training. Stay away from them fiends. Those were the female soldiers. Josephines. Stay away from that female unit over there. So Joes and Josephines or Joes and Janes. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. And I see it's nothing but love in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but love. But let's continue. I want to continue on so you guys can see the rest of this excellent video. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons.
But it sounds like she was saying whenever she got a divorce from her first husband, that whatever the court ordered, that's what she was fine with and that's what she took. She's saying that she didn't ask for more, but as the woman, you can also say that you want the court order to be zero and you two handle it on your own. The problem with that is that a lot of people, they can't even get along to even work things out and do that. And then the second problem is, I've noticed recently that when people do it outside the court, the man will end up paying her more than just going to court. Just like with that case with Young Jock. He was paying one of his baby mamas outside of court about $5,000 per month. When he went to court, he was able to agree to $1,500, and she was mad because it was way less than what she was already getting. But yeah, he went to the court, they looked over all his financial information, his contracts, his other kids and obligations, and they told her she was getting too much. $1,500 was enough. $5,000 was way too much. If you missed that video, the link will be below. Another potential problem with going outside the court is that the child's mother may be unreasonable, or she may always hold that over your head. Like if you don't do something, she's going to go to the child support office, although you're already paying her and you worked out an agreement. So
yeah, dealt with that. Been there, seen that. I got proof of that. Right? I got text messages and emails stating that right there. If you don't do this, I'm gonna have to go back to the court and ask for more. Ask for more? What? Are you kidding me? Seen it, been there, seen that.
basically, you would have to rely on her to be fair forever. A lot of times, it could be a lose-lose situation unless you get custody of your kid. But she came back with a part 2 to explain her situation. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
Yes. When we got our divorce, they set it up for I think like $69 a week or whatever. So he got a new job. This is a true story. My baby daddy got a new job. My ex-husband got a new job. So they sent me a letter for us to go back and do an increase for us to go back to court. So we get to court. True story. I went to him at this time. Yes, I got a whole new husband. My ex-husband, matter of fact, he had a new wife. They had just got remarried. So we get to court and they trying to get me to get an increase. And I told them, well, no, I'm good with the $69. Because at the time, I think my son was 4. I was like, I'm cool with that. I don't need no increase.
Right. And Sister Pink Book is going to touch on this here in a second. She's going to jump in there and talk about what I was talking about earlier in this particular video. It's a business, y'all. It's a business. I can't tell you how many stories and how many times I've seen this where the court Just brings you in like, oh, we're going to give you an increase because every year you have to give your income and expenses to the court every single year. And they look at that. Oh, you're making more money? We're going to up this. But here's the thing. If you're making less money, they don't change a thing. You have to initiate that. And then I'm in that process right now. We're a year in. A year in. I retired. I'm not making as much money as I made before. Still haven't made any changes. We're a year in, dealing with lawyers, dealing with the court system, continuous for this, continuous for that. You know what I mean? You give them information. They don't believe the information. Now we want to get our own information. You need a subpoena for this, a subpoena for that. All that adds up. Well, let's continue.
I say that's enough to take care of a 4-year-old to get him some whatever he needs, some Zuzus and Wham-Whams or whatever. They really was they was pushing the issue to the point I had to tell them I'm good. I don't need him to pay my bills.
Family court is basically a corporation. It's a business. You had them trying to push for an increase because the court, the judges, they get paid fees, percentages off this stuff, basically a commission. He was already paying $69 per week. That's $35.88 per year, and the average of just under $300 per month. And she said with her 4-year-old, that was enough.
I need him to take care of his baby. His baby.
Y'all, them numbers add up fast. I mean, real talk. Them numbers add up, right? And it's not a big thing, but the fact that they force you to fight tooth and nail just to get custody. And those numbers are based on how much time you spend with your child. We monetize children. It's a horrible thing. Right? Brother Jason, what's good? They will light you up, baby boy. No love. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, Brother Mike. Yeah, Pink Bill Lessons. That's a good page, y'all. For real. Go over there and subscribe, man. Check her out. Support what she's doing because there's some good stuff over there. You rarely hear this kind of information coming from women. Right? Like Pink Book is gonna catch hell for this. This sister right here who made this TikTok, I guarantee you she's catching hell right now. You know, again, because even women who are like, yeah, this is wrong, they don't necessarily want to change the system because it could benefit them down the road. And again, I ain't mad at that. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Schmeebles, what's good, brother? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Good to see you, bro. Hope all is well over there in the land of the dangerous critters over there down under. You know what I mean? Good to see you, bro. And brother Michael J. Swans, I like that double info. There they go, talking weapons. Everybody talking weapons, yeah. Jay Swans and I are definitely going to do a show on weapons. We're going to do a show on bug out bags and stuff like that. You know, we're not preppers or anything like that, man. We don't have bunkers and stuff like that, but we do believe in being prepared. If something were to happen, you should have a plan, and we'll talk about all the stuff that you really need to be thinking about. Again, from bug out bags that contain food and water, maps, stuff like that, compass, weapons, ammunition, you know, med kits, medicines, that sort of thing. We're definitely gonna, you know what I mean, and you know, having a plan and including your circle, because it's gonna be real hard to make it on your own. Right, just you and your family. That's just a lot. You're gonna definitely need some help. So we're gonna have that episode for y'all. Hopefully in a month or so. Maybe it won't take that long. Again, I'm going live Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the rest of the week I'll do whatever it is I want to do, making surprise videos and stuff like that. But yeah, you don't get many women like this that I've encountered. I've heard, well, you know what? Let me take that back. Let me take that back. Now that I think about it, I have met a lot of women like that. I have met women who are like, I don't want to pay child support. I just want my child's father to be involved. I've seen women like that. They're like, yo, just come spend some time. You ain't even got to keep the child. Just come over to our house and watch some cartoons, play a video game with your son or daughter. I've seen that woman like, man, I just want that. They didn't want women. Now, you know, these women were successful and doing their thing. They're like, I didn't want anything. Just be involved in your child's life. You know what I mean? Answer the phone every now and then. So, you know what? Yeah, I got to correct myself. I do know more women who were trying to co-parent and do it the correct way, be grown up about it, than I do women who are out there trying to get over. Like, get over to the extent that this sister right here is talking about. So yeah, I had to correct myself there. Let's get back to it.
$69 a week to get him what he need. Yeah, I don't need to pay my bills, so yeah. And everybody was looking like, damn, I wish she was my baby. I was keeping it 100 though. This man just got married. He got a family he got to provide for. I don't need them to take his money to provide for my household. We ain't together. And that's how y'all look at it. Y'all think y'all lay down and plop a baby out that he's supposed to pay your bills all of a sudden. I don't know who the hell told y'all that, because they don't even include your bills in the child support payment. This is some woman that came up with. Talking about, yeah, that little money he give me, it don't pay half my, it ain't supposed to pay your goddamn bill. If it do, so when he get custody, see, y'all don't look at it that way, because men get custody too. So when he get custody of the child, you ready to give up half your mother check and still take care of your other kids? Because I guarantee they'll come up. Yeah, you'll want to talk about your kids then, but you don't want him to talk about his other family. When he mentioned his other family, everybody started looking all sideways. But when he get the child, you want to talk about your other kids, you got to take care of, I bet, don't you? Huh? Can you afford to take care of his household and yours? Your children? Okay, think about that before you run your down there all happy go lucky taking his money, because the tables do turn, baby. Men are getting their kids now. So can you do what he was doing? Can you pay the $5,000? Can you pay the $1,500? Can you pay any of that and still take care of your household? If you can't, you need to just shut up and stop running that goddamn house.
Yo, this sister right here kept it 100. And she brings up an excellent point. There are more and more men. I mean, it's becoming more and more common that men are winning custody. And if they're not even getting sole custody or being named, there's a term for it. I'm sorry, it escapes me right now. But custodial parent. So men are being named custodial parent a lot more than it used to be in the past. So we got that going on. Two, we all know the women, there are more women in college today than men. It's something like 3 to 1 or something like that. So women are making more money than men coming out of school, whatever. They're still going to be doing this. They're going to be running out here, doing their thing, having fun, getting whatever. That biological clock is ticking. They decide, well, I'm going to have a child. I'm going to have a child with this guy. You dig? So they're gonna go like, oh, I have a kid with him, whatever, we're gonna split custody. If somehow that winds up in the family court system, she may have to pay him because she's the higher earner, even though it's 50-50 custody. And my personal theory is that's when we're gonna start seeing a change. When more and more women are paying men, I think that's when that's when we're gonna see a change. But until then, it's gonna be like it is right now. And it's one of the things that I wanted to bring up too as well on this, and I'm gonna drop that video because we're done there. I mean, go watch that. Go to Pink Book Lessons and watch that video. Like subscribe, share that video with people, because hopefully this will be the beginning of a change in America. And again, in the way that we look at the family court system. So there's some information that I wanted to share with you guys. So the USDA within the government is who is charged with tracking the cost of raising children in America, right? I don't know why it's the USDA. And I want to say every 10 years they put out a study. So the last one was done in 2015. And I just basically wanted to pull up some basic information. Like how much does it cost to raise a child? I mean, just basic stuff, right? So it's like, how much does it cost to raise a child? And there's a bunch of numbers out there, but they're pretty much right here. The cost of raising a child until age 17 is $233,610 on average in the United States of America. Right? This information. This is concerning America. Low-income married couples spend about $174,690 on average to raise a child. Low-income single parents spend roughly the same, $172,200 to raise a child from birth to age 17. The average amount spent on raising a child in the urban West is $245,460. And I want to say this was put out this year. I want to say it was earlier in 2022, maybe been like quarter three, quarter four, 2021. And like the vaginal birth cost, they got it at $10,413. The average cost of daycare for an infant, $20,000, $20,415 in Massachusetts. Yeah, it costs a lot of money for an infant, newborn. Once they're potty trained, you get a break in the price, but it's still expensive. I mean, you're looking at, $100 to $200 a week for childcare. It is expensive. Raising a child to 18 in Germany costs about $176,000. Okay, in Germany, and so like 59% of millennial parents underestimate the cost of raising children. I think most people underestimate the cost of raising children. And here's the thing: the decision rests, when you're talking about single parents, the decision rests with the woman. As we know, men have no say in that. Like it's just how it works. Like you can't say I want to be a dad, or I'm ready to be a father, or I'm not ready to be a father. It's up to her. You can want the child all you want, and if she doesn't want to have the baby, she can exercise that option, and the child is gone. So, and if it's the other way around, she was like, nope. So in our country, in our society right now, you can't force a woman to be a mother, but you can force a father to be at least financially responsible for a child, whether he wants to or not. So, and so like the cost of raising a child through age 17, like they say, is about $233,000. I looked on a separate site to see what the average cost to raise a child was in California. It's about $332,000, I think is what I saw. So we know how much it costs to raise a child in America. Like we know, it's not like a question mark, you know what I mean, or anything like that. Like we know this isn't something that there's like, oh, these numbers are just being made up or shot up or whatever. So I've just decided, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. So look, folks, there's the link right there if you want to join. Like it's the first time I've ever just dropped the link. I did it when I did a Q&A for the FAA, but that was kind of different. And when you pop up, just make sure, I don't care if you cam up or not, but make sure I see your face. And then once I see you, we can, we'll bring you up and you can put up an avatar. You can do whatever. You can turn your camera off. But I just want to make sure I'm dealing with a real person and not, like a Chinese or North Korean bot or something like that. But we know how much it costs to raise a child in America. That is known. So Ike P, let's pull this up. Women are awarded sole custody custodial parent 85% of the time. That's the national average. Men are not being awarded sole custody, primary custody to any significant degree. Wow. So yeah, bro. And I dropped that link for you. I mean, you're a subject matter expert. When you say you work in the field, I'm gonna take you at your word. I got the link in there, bro. Jump up here, man. We could definitely talk, man, because got some questions. I want to definitely hear what you have to say, find out exactly what you do, and thank you up front. Brother Michael, men, hold on to your masculinity at all costs. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this, bro, you can be as masculine as you want. It's gonna hurt. It's an owie, man. It's an owie. I've seen guys in court, and the judge will hand down a child support order of $3,500, $4,500 a month or more, and be as masculine as you want, bro. Like they look at how much you make, and it's pre-tax. They look at how much you gross, not how much you net, and they base everything on that. And they don't even care about where you live. Like there's a high cost of living. They don't care, and that money comes out. That money comes out, bro, and you can't ask where the money goes. So there's no accountability on the other side. I see you, brother. I see you, Lamont 2X. We'll pull you up here in a hot second. And thanks for coming. It costs $250 per month to adequately provide for a child. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna be asking you about that, like where that information comes from. Women hold on to your femininity all the time. There, Brother Michael's like, yeah, but again, this is gloves are off, man. When you get in the court, it's a battle, man. It is a battle. Jay Swan's $250 a month. They have to call bullshit on that, brother. We're gonna find out exactly what he means in a hot second. You know what I mean? And I'm just kind of want to catch up on the chats, and then I'm gonna pull you up, bro. Just give me 1 second. It's the most expensive thing is to bring a child into this world. That's from Brother Michael Messer. Yeah, it is, man. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. And that decision is solely left up to one individual. Solely left up to one individual. You know what I mean? I call BS. I live in California. It costs $332K to raise children. Yep. No one will have children. No, bro. I looked it up online. It's just, and you can do the same thing while you're out there. Just pull it up, man. Just look, how much does it cost? The average cost to raise a child in Los Angeles. Pull it up and see what it says. It was around 300. I want to say 332,000. That's over 17 years. That's from birth to age 17. So check that out and let me know what you find. I've raised 2 kids, boys in California. My sisters and I were both raised in California. $250 a month is bullshit. Yeah, man, California's a whole nother kind of thing. Enjoying the stream. Hit the like button. That's from Suzette Speaks. Thanks. All right, Brother Lamont, man, let's get up here, man. I know you emailed me a long time ago, bro, so, it's been a long time coming. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Brother Lamont 2X in the house, y'all. Well, so let me give you an applause here right there, bro. So what's going on, man? You've been watching the stream so far, man. What do you think?
I mean, a couple things. That's me, LKPEAY. That's me.
Okay. Okay.
A couple things, with that $300,000 figure. That, I mean, if it costs that much to raise kids, nobody would have children. I mean, where did you get that figure from?
Let me find it for you right now. While you keep talking, I'll find it and I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay, where I got the 250 from is there's, I would say all research in regards to the current state of family law, you got to start off with the video documentary Divorce Corp. Okay, I think the guy's name is Joseph Sorge, and I think it's maybe about 10 years old at this point. They actually need to update it at least every 2 years.
Yeah, Divorce Court is good. And then there's also Red Pill, right?
I mean, there's another one called Erasing Families. I haven't seen the Red Pill.
That was done by a feminist, actually. That one was done by a feminist because she set out to prove that, the black, the manosphere movement was all BS. And when you watch the documentary, you can see how she went and was like, oh my God, they're right. So I'll send that to you. But I'm sorry that I cut you off. Continue.
No worries. The $250 figure that I got on Divorce Corp, they talked about, they had a economist from the University of California, I believe Irvine or maybe Riverside, and he was an economist, and he pretty much broke it down. Okay, for instance, if you have a 2-bedroom apartment and you're sharing that with your girl, she gets married or she gets pregnant, you have a child, you're still paying the same amount of rent. Is that correct? Does your rent go up because you have a new house or a new mouth to feed?
No, it doesn't, but they do allow for that. They add that into the pay scale. They basically say you have a new kid, so you're gonna have to have another room for the child.
Not necessarily.
I agree with you, but I agree with you. But they add that into their basic formula for when you're asking about how much child support is going to be. That's added in.
Okay, well, he goes into the fact, and I mean, just use your own. I mean, I could use my own life as an example, but use your own life as an example. The spreading of costs, right? You don't necessarily buy extra food. The kids eat what you eat. Exactly. Right. I mean, there's associated costs with having a newborn. Yes, that's undoubtable. But as you get older, I didn't get a new pair of shoes every month. I mean, I was raised, solidly middle class, but I received nothing close to. I was doing the math while I was on hold on that $300. And $30,000 is pretty close to $1,700 a month. I never received nothing. I didn't get brand new. That's the brand new pair of shoes every month. I mean, I had clothes that fit, right? I ate 3 times a day, but I didn't, that number is, once you start walking that number back, you will also be like this. Wait a second, do you presently spend $1,700 a month on your child?
Absolutely not. And that's the point. They don't do it that way. They make
Well,
up
I
this,
mean,
they have this formula. And they have this formula includes a whole bunch of things like you said, like right away. Well, you got to get you live in a 2-bedroom, so you have to get a 3rd bedroom. So how much is it going to cost to rent that extra bedroom? And that is added to their formula.
well, I mean, his point in the video was not necessarily. I shared a room with my brother for all of my life.
And we're on the same. You and I are on the exact same page. I'm simply telling you
what his findings were.
What most of the states do with the child support. Now this is how they come to these numbers.
It's a percentage of income.
It's a percentage of income, but it also includes cost of living. It also includes adding again, having a bigger house, which blew my mind. Like, no one does that. If you have a den, like if I had 2 more kids and I'm in my loft right now,
somebody gonna sleep on the couch.
Somebody's gonna sleep in the loft. Somebody's gonna sleep on the couch. Exactly. But that is not taken into account in real life, and that's the whole point. And they were like, "Yo, this is wrong," and no one goes back and look at it. The fact that this all comes from Department of Agriculture, of all places. Like, dude, what are they doing about it? So okay, so there was one number I got, and this is basically an advertisement from some lawyers, Borowitz and Clark. How much does it cost to raise a child? I'll share it on the screen real quick so we can all see it. And again, brother, my argument is this: we know what it costs to raise a kid, and I'm gonna get to another point. When you start getting into child support, a lot of times that parent, whoever is paying the majority of the child support, the non-custodial parent, like you'll find that they're paying almost 100% of the stated costs. And what I mean by stated costs is the cost that the court and the child support folks or whoever are saying. Over 17 years, they're paying 100% of the cost. What happened to 50-50? You know what I mean? But no one's asking the questions. So here it is. I'll pull it up on the screen right now.
Well, feminism is anything but consistent, isn't it?
Well, and here's the thing: again, like I said at the top of the show, if it benefits me, right? Because again, when I had these conversations that turn into arguments with feminists, like polite arguments, we're not like screaming at the top of our lungs, but I'm like, if you're a true feminist and you believe in equality, isn't this wrong? And more often than not, the women be like, yes, it's wrong, but I'm not going to do anything to change it. Because I'm like, if you're a true feminist, you'll be out there with pitchforks and torches, and doing signs, because you would want to change this. So like, I thought we were equal. Like, well, we're equal, but this benefits us. And you know what? I ain't even mad at them. All right, I get it. You winning. So
well, I mean, as a side note, one of the things that I typically use to defeat a feminist argument is, and certainly as a former military personnel, you can appreciate this. Men are 85% of combat fatalities. Okay, how where's the feminist outcry for 50-50 of that shit?
Right. I mean, and here's the thing.
Where's the outcry for 50% to be represented 50% on the battlefield?
Right. And it's, we got that from men. Like, dude, being airborne, right? We're supposed to be there. We jump in to the situation. We jump into the middle of the enemy and we fight, right? We're supposed to be surrounded. Everybody ain't trying to be airborne. You feel me? So I'm not mad at those people who wasn't as eager as I was to get into it. I can't be mad at them, but hey, that's why who we are. So I can't be mad at women for allowing a system to run rampant over whoever, because some women get trampled under this too. It's not 100%.
That's
men.
It's not 100% men, but the discrepancy, the disparate treatment that men get, the number of women that catch the business end of this family law demon is negligible. It's not even worth mentioning.
Absolutely.
It's currently like at 85% of the time women or the mom is awarded sole custody, right? But to me, the real demon is in that remaining 15%. Okay. 7% of the time, the dad is awarded sole custody. Okay. Now, a woman that loses custody of her children, she damn near has to be currently located at the CIW. That's the California Institution for Women. She has to be presently located there. It has to be that bad. The evidence has to be overwhelming. She's a prostitute on methamphetamine, currently living under a bridge. That woman will lose custody.
Yeah, and I
Okay,
think
now,
the way they, and then not to cut you off, but I think the way they worded it, she has to be participating in an ongoing criminal act or be a felon, like an
it
active
has to be
felon.
it has to be overwhelming. It
Right.
has to be what you would think it would have. Most guys believe that, I have to, be I have to be a felon to lose custody of my children. Most guys naively believe that before they get married. Okay, that other 7% is, the man and the woman mutually agree on sharing custody. Okay, and I believe, in all honesty, I believe that 7%, the women who agree to joint custody, is really that woman actually just enjoys the week off from parenting, in all honesty. And I mean, if you really want to, I mean, you can make this argument too that 7%, that's the percentage of good women on earth.
I mean, and you can, and I'm not gonna make that argument in this
I made it.
episode. Yeah, but I feel you. Like I feel you. Like hey, it is what it is. Like because like y'all know I'm unplugged, but I don't. There's certain arguments that I do have. Like I'll be in Miami this weekend talking to my dudes in Fresh and Fit, and trust me, there are arguments that goes back and forth, and it's all respect because we're men. So it's a lot of stuff y'all hearing me like, yo, DOC, I thought you was red pill. Like I am, but like I say, I call balls and strikes too. You know what I mean? In the same way with my man Jay Swans. He doesn't agree with a lot of stuff that I say, but we call balls and strikes. You feel me? So let's get back to that number, $233,610. And again, this is coming off of this site for this attorney, which, they want you to come to them so they can get you money or whatever. That's the magic number of how much it costs to raise a child from birth through age 17 in the United States. They got that number from the USDA. That's the 2015. That's the last time they did the research. That's where that number came from.
Just as an aside, do you believe that your parents spent $233,000 devoted to you in 17 years?
Oh, absolutely not. But I'm a lot older than that. This last survey came from it was 2015. But I get your point, and I agree with you. Absolutely not. You're spending money, but you're not spending that much money, and I get that. And we don't know where that number is, but we can certainly figure it out by way I mean the government if they wanted to. So, but we'll just continue on. It's like Buckins, that stunning figure doesn't take into account the cost of college, which it shouldn't, which leaves many families struggling with debt. Plus, the nearly $250,000 price tag is the national average and doesn't reflect raising a child in an expensive city like Los Angeles, where the overall cost of living is 44% higher than the rest of the country. Now, see, they took that. This is what they did. They took that 233,000 number, right? And they were like, well, LA is 44% higher. They did the math, and they came out with this $336,398 price tag. That's what it looks like how they came to that number. Now, we all know LA, New York, Seattle, San Diego, San Francisco. These places are higher cost of living. We know that. But I'm with you, bro. It doesn't cost that much to have a child. However, these are the formulas that they are using, and and that's where that number came from. So the national average as of 2015 was $233,610 over 17 years, right? Over 17 years. So and this is my thing, bro. This is my thing. If that's the case, if we're going to accept that number nationwide, like that's the average. I'll say, okay, well, let's go ahead and let's add 100,000, right? Let's just say it's $433,610 over 17 years to raise your child, right? Currently, right now, if my child support does not change, I will pay over a 7-year period over $500,000, like $575,000.
That's preposterous.
These numbers don't match, right? These numbers don't match. So, I mean, if there needs to be at a minimum a cap. Like the most you can pay as a parent, male or female, should be $300,000. I'm sorry, $150,000 over 17 years. I mean, am I off in that thinking?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I would say not necessarily say that you're off, but it's a wider discussion in that. Okay, you had mentioned, how this system has been pulled over our eyes over amount of time, right? Title 4D of the Social Security Act. A lot of people don't know this. Okay,
I don't. So you're gonna have to go ahead and talk to me like I don't know nothing because I don't.
Okay.
Title 14 of the Social Security Act.
Title 4 Delta
Okay.
of the Social Security Act states, this is the kicker, and this is everybody who voted for Joe Biden. Thank our sitting president for this.
I see you, sis. 1 second, I'm gonna bring you up.
Title 4D of the Social Security Act states receive matching federal funds, about 66 cents for every dollar, on, this is the exact wording on it, all efforts to collect child support. Okay, so I asked that begs the question, who would not open up a business if the government did not provide for 2/3 of your employee expense? Okay, anybody who's on child support has undoubtedly gotten the nasty calls and the nasty little emails from your prestigious county social services, child support services division. They're pretty nasty when they call you. Okay, there's a financial incentive. The state has a bona fide documented financial incentive for unbalanced and lopsided child support awards. That's why nobody gets, 50-50 joint custody is never awarded, because there has to be a custodial and non-custodial parent. That's how the state makes money. That's how the judge gets a kickback. That's how everybody is getting paid. Okay. So, I mean, and additionally, right, the original language of Title 4D, child support was never supposed to be for normal cases. Child support was designed, this is still in the language of Title 4D. Child support is 100% for the reimbursement of welfare expenditures. So if the baby mama is not or has never been on welfare, you're not supposed to be on child support in the first place.
See, I got research to do, and I'm gonna put you on pause for just 1 second. You're still live, but I just want to welcome the one, the only, Suzette Speaks to the show. Thank you so much, sis, for coming up and joining us. You know what I mean?
Hey, Dio. Good evening. Lamont, how are you?
Blessed. How's everything?
Wonderful. Thanks for that, Dio.
Thank you so much for coming through. Okay, so like Lamont is giving me some things I'm going to have to look up. I'm definitely going to have to look up and study a little bit on this Title 4D of the Social Security Act. I want to get into that. Do you know anything about that, Suzette, or no? That just might be outside of your wheelhouse.
I hope you saw my back chat. I was like, we're going in a whole different direction in this conversation. I do not practice family law. So
that's right. You're an attorney, so we got to be very careful. Hey, listen.
So I'm I want to give my personal opinion, but yeah, I think I'll probably hang tight in case you bring up a couple other subjects. But definitely, I applaud you for trying to tackle this, because it is something, I've heard about mostly here on YouTube, but in the courthouses, I really want to have lunch with some of my family law practitioner friends and see what they think, because I'm only hearing it out loud anyway, via streams like this, and how it seems as if things are quite lopsided, or I don't know if I could say unintentionally skewed, but skewed for whatever purposes. And then you end up with fathers who are sounding, disenfranchised, or who are truly disenfranchised. So I'm not an expert at this. I don't want to give my 2 cents too much, but definitely applaud you for tackling it, because it's something that I think needs more attention.
Yeah, because Brother Lamont and we're gonna table the Title 4D thing for a hot second. Because I know you passionate about this because we were on Suzette's
Brother
thing
Lamont
once.
is the expert. Okay.
Yes, and I know we were on there once, and what I want to do is, since we have Suzette, and again, we have to be delicate here because I mean she is an attorney, and we want to make sure this is just a discussion. There's no legal advice here. Suzette, what's the disclaimer again? I want to make sure.
Yes, the disclaimer is this is for informational and entertainment purposes only. If you need an attorney, you need to speak one directly in your jurisdiction where you live. Nothing in here is intended for legal advice.
Right. So there it is, right there. So, and since I have you, since I don't want to lose the opportunity to delve into the conversation. We can table that part of the conversation. But what would you feel comfortable talking about in the sense that let's look at on the fairness part of it. If indeed we accept that it costs, let's say, the 333,000, whatever they say. Let's just round it down. Let's say that we accept that in the United States of America, on average, it's $300,000 to raise a child from 0 to age 17. Wouldn't it be wrong if someone is paying, and again, if that's the number, each parent will be responsible for half? Can you talk about that, or is that getting out of the way?
No, I think, like I said, I don't like to talk about stuff that I don't really practice. So this is literally taking me back to like a family law clinic I took in law school. Like I did casework for free for several people and helping them file petitions for child support. And I just remember there was one young lady, and I guess I can just talk about it because I wasn't a barred attorney at the time, but she wanted to take the guy off of child support and she couldn't. That was Florida, you know? It was like once he was already...
She could not.
Could not.
Yeah, that phenomenon happens a lot. Once you get child support involved, it's pretty much even out of the mom's hand at that point. And
yeah, even if she wanted to stop it, yeah.
Because it's a cash cow for the state, and additionally, child support, a woman, right, can walk into court or walk into the court offices, which in California, in the county that I live in, most counties are like this. The family law court building is the most beautiful and opulent building downtown. Okay, the woman can walk into court and be walked A through Z on how to file child support paperwork, how to file a restraining order.
And just to be clear, a man can too, because I went through the workshop as well.
Bro,
you can.
I guess would you at least allow that the amount of help that a woman gets is not the same as the amount of help that a man could get?
Well, okay, just based on my personal experience, we were down on Hope Street. This was in L.A. I don't know where you were, but this was in L.A.
Riverside.
Okay, see, I've never been to Riverside, but down on Hope Street in L.A., you went down to the courthouse, and it's the same thing at Van Nuys or any of the courthouses in California. You get there at a certain time, you wait your turn, and you go in, and there is just a bunch of people, kind of like what Suzette was saying. There's a bunch of law students, and it's like one attorney on the floor, but it's a bunch of people, and they run you through this. It's a machine. No one got more or less attention from my experience going through that, simply because they were male, female, or whatever. I mean, and there was a couple dimes in there trying to get their paperwork done, and they didn't get any more or less attention. I'm not saying what your experience is, obviously sound like it's different, or what you've seen is different.
Yeah,
for me,
it was.
Yeah, but now down there in LA, man, they wouldn't know that. It was 100% business. It was a machine. But
okay, I mean, but DL, I mean that average, that national average of 85% sole custody award to mother, that's the national average. I heard California is like in the 90s.
I believe it. I absolutely believe
the disparate treatment and the ironic thing about California family law is a reading of the California family law code. It's actually fair. There's lofty language of the state does not recognize gender, age does not discriminate when awarding custody. We do not recognize gender, so forth and so on. But the actual, I draw a distinction between the law as it is written and the rulings that are handed out. Okay, because one thing about California family law, judges have what they articulate as wide discretion, which can be translated into we can do whatever the hell we want to do.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've been on the receiving end of that. I've seen judges get removed from the bench because they overstepped that. It's very rare. I saw.
I've never seen or heard of a California family law judge, even though you may have filed a complaint. I've never seen or heard of one getting reprimanded in any sort of way, not even verbally reprimanded.
I saw it. Now I don't know what it took to get to that point. In fact, my current attorney was telling me about it. Mm-hmm. It was shocking. It sent shockwaves through the California law community. But I wanted to ask Suzette her opinion on Jay Swan's comment right here. Like, if you smashing, be aware that you could get someone pregnant. You know what the consequences can be, and move accordingly. Sister Suzette, what do you think about that statement?
Jay Swan is speaking for himself. I respect that comment, of course. This just DL. My mind is moving in a different direction because I have a little cousin up in Jersey who I'm trying to tell her, she's under 30, join a gym and find a husband. Right? I'm trying to get her in line. Right?
And you also telling her to watch Red Pill content, right?
I am. I'm trying to get her. I'm trying to get her right. Our discussions are deeper than this, but I paradoxically am kind of joking, but not. The other part of it we were talking about were her mindset in terms of like, we were just talking about like who, I had this conversation earlier. So I was like, damn, I could do a show on this, but I'm gonna just bring it up here because it's on my heart. So she was talking about how like her emergency contacts, or if she thinks of people in her life who she can call on if something really bad were to happen to her, it was all women. Between myself, I mean, I live far now. She used to live down here. Her mom, her aunties, there are no men in her life where she thinks automatically, if I have a issue, a problem, a challenge, I could go to. Now, she was raised with like a stepfather. And I just thought about that in terms of women's behavior at large as a result of not having experienced true masculine and loving male figures. And so when we think about, back to Jay Swan's comment about, the consequences of what you can do, once you lay down with someone, I think beyond that, I think once the person is here, it is both. Again, DL, I respect the comment you made that, only one person has that decision. That's a whole nother can of worms.
But I meant legally, they have the legal decision.
You understood, yes. I just think about the impression that people have due to the system, the children in particular, of, how it impacts them long term. And again, I know this is a little bit further down the road than where you are in the current discussion, but I just think about all the ways in which I'm talking to mentees and, family members and things like that to try to get them to understand, what's important in life and to focus. But I realize as a result of what we're talking about tonight, where the system has kind of pushed away, some would argue, male figures, or, women have become, the dominant caregiver, however you put it, in terms of like the outcomes that we're talking about. It just has a deeper outcome on like those children and how they now, relate to relationships. As I'm talking to her, I'm like, wow, this has had a deeper impact than I had even realized on her, and how, she thinks about courting and manhood. And I just keep telling her, people keep talking about leftover women. There's leftover men too. Stop the foolishness. Like, absolutely. 100%. If you want to get a good man, you have to really be thinking now, because, you don't want to be pressed later. All this stuff. I try to talk to her now that I kind of understand some life truths myself. But yeah, I think when it comes to the lie down prospect of, pregnancy, there is a 50-50 game. I really do believe that. I'm like, everybody who takes that step, you got to understand that people are deceitful. People can say they're on birth control. People can say this. People can say all kinds of stuff. So you're taking that risk when you do it. So I do think, that 300,000 or whatever number we settle on consequence, yes, it sucks. But it's the roulette game, people are playing every day with life. So in the current system we have, I'm not saying the system is perfect or even gets it right 100% of the time. It's a risk. It is what it is. It's a risk. So we have to accept that.
Absolutely. And now that I got you on the show, because I'm always hands off on when I'm on your program. And thank you for the times you brought me on as a guest, and we would have a topic, we had to get into it. But since I got you here, and y'all, I'm not bailing on the conversation at hand about family court. And Brother Lamont, I'm gonna reach out to you. We're gonna do a whole show, bro. I'm gonna make you cam up and everything. We're gonna get your documents and everything. We're gonna go to this Title 4D thing at a later date. But I want to go ahead and veer off a little bit. Suzette, what I would like to know from you, what is a good man? And let's forget about blue pill, forget about red pill, forget about all that. What does Suzette Speaks or the qualities? What does Suzette Speaks believe the qualities of a good man? What is that?
Right now, on the top of my head, the first thing that pops into mind is character and principles. I don't think you can be a good man without a good moral compass and living a principled life. I think those are, to me, the foundation of like everything else. When you talk about a good man, I think about good work ethic. But if you're a principled man, you'd have a good work ethic, right? If your character is strong in terms of right and wrong and doing unto others as you would have them do unto you kind of thing. But the idea that someone who would treat me like, they would treat themselves is to me the most important thing for a good man. The money is a very, what should I say? It's a way to get respect, but it does not necessarily mean that's a good man to me. I've seen a lot of people with money and I've despised their character. I think a good man is also a man of temperance when it comes to both how he conducts himself, under pressure and, not having to be, what should I say, puffed up or making other people feel small. I think he builds up those around him. I think he is a leader, I guess is what I'm describing.
Yes.
So he carries respect, not from money, but he carries respect, like, again, from his character, his moral compass, people knowing, he's a man of his word kind of sentiment. I do think a good man is loving, but he has to love himself first to love you. Think he's patient.
So all these characteristics is what you're telling your niece. She needs to be looking. So how do you?
Oh, we ain't get that far yet. We just said go into a high level gym, pay that $50 and go to a better gym.
Go to the gym, just get the body right. Like, just get in there. Get the body right.
She's cute. I'm just telling her those high expensive gyms put you around different people. We're trying to run game, y'all. Let's go.
Oh, the networking thing. All right.
Yeah, put you in a different circle. Stop going to the $10 gym. Get at least a medium or a high gym.
Okay. So, and that's going to put you around, you want a high value cat, you need to be where the high value cats are working.
Well, as much as she can afford, but yes.
Well, it's relative. It's relative. You know what I mean? Okay. So, all right. So, and then, and I'm not talking about your personal experience. I'm not trying to get into your business, but like just from your friends. And again, I know you're in Miami. Are women or good, wholesome women having a hard time finding good men? Is that the case?
Well, I think it depends on age and stage, I guess. But like, I don't know. I can't speak as to like what the college scene looks like, and if there are people that are actually serious about relationships coming out of the early 20s, etc. But in general, I think there's a lot of, She's describing who? Jason?
Yeah, he's shooting his shot, brother. Jason shooting his shot. Tia Kiki, I see you. Welcome, G Complex. What's up? I see y'all. Fresh and fit people in the building. What's up, y'all? But
Y'all
continue.
so funny. But yeah, I mean, as a whole, I just think that maybe if I ask my friends who are single, they would be like, all the good men are married. That might come up. I think, like in my personal experience, just where I am, and I don't expect. I guess I don't set high expectations no more. I just be like, okay, if he seems normal, you know, you might give him a number, go on a coffee date, and then if he's not, it's okay. You know, I don't set high expectations much anymore. But yeah, I do think, but I am a firm believer that there are good men out there still. I don't know where they hide it. I don't know if they all working hard.
They
If it's
on the
only
DL
10%
saying I
of them
really want to know.
left.
Yeah, they on the DL saying I really want to know podcast. You got Jason Johns, he say you're right there. You got Ak Ozzy in the house. Canada's in the house. You know what I'm saying? So
I love it.
and that brings me to, so let me ask Brother Lamont, let me bring you into this real quick. So
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming you were married. Are you single now? Like what's your story? Real quick.
I mean, I'm in a relationship right now, but
Okay, cool.
I was married. I was married for 13 years, together with this individual. Maybe a total of 20 years. Came completely out of a bag on me. I mean, I think one of the biggest things for men is you're thrown into the twilight zone. You know, family law. You know, and I use air quotes on the word law with family law. It is not even worthy of the name of justice system. Not even worthy of the name.
And here's the thing, bro. Like I said, we took a detour because of Suzette's background. We can't really delve into it like we want.
Okay.
So you and I are gonna have to do a show. Well, it's just you and I. We're gonna go hard, and I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. Although it sounds to me that I agree with probably 90% of you. But
I don't think the devil needs an attorney, brother. But okay.
But yeah, I'll do my best to represent Lucifer. But right now we're talking about we shifted over into relationships. Like Suzette has a young niece in New York, and she was talking about how she's having a talk with her on how to, you know, like how to prepare herself, put herself in the best position to get herself a good man. I asked Suzette, like, you know, what the qualities are, and then I asked her about dating today. So, but you're in a relationship. Let me ask you this, like with your current relationship. What was the first date like, bro?
This is a coworker, so we had you know, several conversations before. You know, I think you do really need to get to know somebody. In regards to, you know, finding a potential spouse, I would recommend, you know, actually living with somebody for a period. I know, you know, for the religious.
Okay, now let me pause you right there for 1 second. Suzette speaks. Living with somebody. What say you? Did I lose her? Did I lose you, sis?
I'm here. I was just making some tea. I'm sorry.
Oh, my
cat
bad.
was blowing.
I caught you off guard. Living with someone.
Yeah, I don't really think I will before if I am going to like marry someone. I had a guy ask me that. He was like, have you ever lived with a man before? I was like, would you want me to have? Like, it was very, I thought it was an odd line of questioning, but maybe not from a man's perspective. But I can't say I'm opposed to it. It depends on the circumstance. It honestly does. I have people who live with people once a date was set in terms of a marriage, and they moved in, saved money, 6-8 months, we're married. I have family members that did it like that too. I have people that were very, you know, grumbly about it, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not like, I don't want to be roommates with anyone. That's how I feel. So if we are on a path somewhere, I don't see an issue depending on the, you know, that specific circumstance leading to a committed relationship, i.e. marriage. But if we're just hanging out and we're trying to be roommates, I'm past that. Thank you.
So it would have to be established going in. Like, we're doing this to stack up money because you, Mr., are about to propose to me. Does he have to propose to you first before you will move in?
Honestly, don't call me a liar, DL. I would be open in terms of the circumstances. I think I'm much more aware that I can't prescribe what exactly should happen. Some things happen the way we want. Some things happen a little different. So, but it would definitely have to be like, both of us wanted and had an understanding that, this is the end goal of this, and then we could take it from there.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold your feet to the fire, sis. I mean, I know you're a counselor. I'm not judge. I'm not gonna hold. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna run back the tape like, no, you said this on this date at 9:30 on 6/22.
No. I hedge because life will teach you a lesson faster than you will want to learn it. So I just hate to speak in that definitive. Life has allowed me to realize that I don't know. It might go different than traditional. But if I had it my way, then obviously I would want to be proposed to, and then we'd move in, and then we'd be married. But it doesn't necessarily always work that way. That's why I'm not really setting any hard and fast rule, because like I said, life is like such a bodacious teacher when it wants to be.
Real talk.
So I've learned not to say all the way yes or all the way no, just because of life.
Real talk. And Tia Kiki, she says, I know couples that have lived together for decades in strong relationships, not married, and others married and divorced within a couple of years. And I think that's what Suzette is speaking to. You just don't know what life is gonna throw at you. So and then I like throw it back at Brother Lamont. So when you and your significant other decided to move in together, was there any expectation she put on you? Like, well, if we're gonna live together, you're gonna have to, like Suzette was saying, are we gonna be married right away? Like, what are we doing here? Because even my brother Jay Swan said that about his wife, my sister Naya. She was like, look, what are we doing here? Like, they had that talk, and once he said, well, this is my plan, I'm gonna get X, Y, and Z sorted out, and then we get married. She was like, okay, cool. Was it something like that with you, Brother Lamont?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is definitely in the context of two people who are working towards being married. This is not, just frivolous. I need a roommate. I need another half of the rent. I'm not talking about that at all. Why I say this, I know this may offend the religious among us, but why I say that, why you need to live with somebody for, I would say, at least a year to 2 years, is because you need to know what type of person that is. You need to see them, with their clothes off. You need to, are they tidy? Do they clean up behind themselves? Because these things, like when you're married, I went to a counselor and he talked about a scenario of, the breakdown of a relationship being that, if you have like a pebble, right, and you put it in we'll say a fish bowl, each issue, right, you're putting another pebble in the fish bowl. Okay, he doesn't like to clean up. He doesn't pick over behind himself. Pebble. She doesn't do this. Pebble. He doesn't do that. He doesn't communicate. Pebble. Okay. Now, can the relationship survive with 50 pebbles in the fish bowl? Possibly. But when you start getting past 60, 75, and then we got pebbles all the way to the top, some of these pebbles you're gonna want to know about before I get married, before I sign a 30-year mortgage on a house, before I start having children with somebody. I want to know if he's, financially responsible. I want to know if he likes to take time and educate his children. How does he feel about children? Right? These are things that, you don't want to necessarily wait until you get married to find out some issues about now that, the person that you have signed a state contract with.
All right. And Brother Jay Swans has joined the panel, man. What's good, bro?
Man, how you gonna put words in my mouth? I told you.
Come in swinging.
That Naya hit me with that. Naya was like, "Look, what we doing?" You know what I mean? Like, what's the plan?
And y'all, his CTE is acting up again because that's exactly what I said, bro.
Man, it wasn't that nice though. It was a real uncomfortable moment.
Don't get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? So, but welcome, brother. Welcome to the panel. And Suzette, Jay Swans, Brother Lamont, welcome.
Yo, how y'all doing? Yo, this cat, man, look. Man, look, relationships are hard. Okay, period. That shit is hard. Naya's in the other room right now.
Look at him. Yeah, don't get too big, boy. You get in trouble.
Yo, but I mean, you just gotta work it out, man. I know you asked Suzette about living together, and me and Naya, we lived together for a minute, which I think was kind of it was kind of a good thing, But she had her thing, I had my thing, and but we got to know each other, you know, before we actually, well, she was already planning on getting married. I realized that now. You know, she had made her decision, you know, so all them fellas out there thinking that, you know, that they choosing women, nah, bro. Women choosing you. They just
So
ain't told you yet.
yeah, hold on. And like Suzette, what's your take on that? Because that's always been my position. Like dudes be out here like I got her. Like, nah, bro, she got you. What's your take on that, Suzette?
You talking about who's in control? Like
Well,
that's
who chooses whom in the beginning? Like guys are like, yeah, I'm such a player. I got her.
Yeah.
And I always
no,
tell
bro,
those guys, I'm
no,
like,
bro.
nah, yeah, like she got you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the beginning it's probably more the lady's choice because you know you have to give the vibe, you have to give the okay, the approach, you know, like okay, I'm feeling you. I think when you get closer to the finish line, which is the marriage threshold, it might becomes more of the man's choice then. But I think in initial stages, maybe on average, it's probably more the woman's choice.
So women control intimacy and men control relationships. Again, like Suzette, I keep pulling you closer and closer to the red pill world, girl.
Well.
But
I was gonna
I don't
ask
know.
Jay Swan, if I may, ask him a question about what Mr. Lamont just shared in terms of pebbles. When you first met your betrothed, did you find pebbles that you were uncomfortable with?
Suzette, you can't be using them big words like betrothed. Come on now.
You know his head ain't right.
I don't hit my head one too many times. You know.
I
No,
mean, did it help or hurt to be together before? You said you learned a lot from her or learned a lot more about her.
I think it helped.
Curiosity is that, you know, sometimes I feel like everybody's going to have those disagreements. Everybody's going to have those, you know, differences of opinion when it comes to how to live. Did you find there were things that were like, oh my gosh, I have to make a real big adjustment, or she does, in terms of like that feeling of, oh my, this is a deal breaker kind of feeling?
No, not really. I mean, because you know, we met young. You know, I was like 22 and she was like 19. So I mean, we met young. So we kind of
Oh,
grew
so y'all
together.
didn't know
But
nothing. Both of y'all didn't know
no,
nothing.
yeah, exactly. But what I did know was that her work ethic was amazing. You know, her whole purpose in life, even at that time, even when we were dating, was to make me better. I mean, you know, the air traffic control job that I got, she did the paperwork for it. She applied for me. I didn't apply
You
because
need
I
to
was
keep that
Oh,
one.
she was already making a husband. She was like, all
Yeah.
right, well, you're gonna
yeah,
need a better job, so let me help you with that. Okay, perfect.
exactly. She was on it, you know. And then once we got together, I mean, knowing her work ethic before we even got married, I mean, she was, you know, she was going to school. She was constantly improving. So, you know, we kind of improved and grew together. So I think that the thing that I noticed was her work ethic. I mean, she's beautiful now. She was beautiful then, and she's always been amazing. But her work ethic is what really got my attention because she was all about making me better. And I always tell Don, you know, like I tell my sons, I'm like, you know, if you're ever studying, like you want to know what kind of woman you want, if you're doing something and you're studying for something and she says, you know, you're reaching out there trying to touch on her, trying to feel on her, which is what we do. And she says, no, put your hand back in that book and get yourself together, you know, make yourself better. That's the kind of
Yeah.
woman, that's the kind of woman you want. And
That's a
that's what she
word. That's a
says to
word
me.
right there.
But
Yep.
y'all be
And that's
falling for them distracted women. That's what y'all be falling for.
So
The
yo,
distractions.
that's Jay Swan's trying to get brownie points. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you, homie. I ain't
Nah,
mad at you.
nah,
Folks.
she ain't listening. She's in the other room. She got this girl over here. Oh, she is listening.
They
Uh-huh.
are
She's in there
always
with
listening.
Sally. She's in
They
there.
are always listening. Yeah,
She's
she
in there
got.
with this one of the girls up here trying to apply for the air traffic control job. So she's in there, you know, going over her resume and helping her, you know, work her resume out.
And real quick, you know, go back on my channel. Jay Swans and I did a few videos. The air traffic controller program is opening up. The FAA is hiring people. They're taking applicants right off the street. No experience necessary. Go watch the videos. It walks you through it. People, if you're 30 or younger, then you qualify. You need to do this. It's guaranteed 6 figures. It's one of the most rewarding and challenging careers you'll ever engage in. And it opens up Friday. So from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 24, 25, 26, and then it closes. So
Shameless plug.
as for the FAA, man, trying to help people out. It'll change your life, people. It changed our lives. So I got something
Changed
here
his
for,
life.
yeah, okay. Tia Kiki. Tia wrote something I think is pretty cool. I think marriage is a duty, a vow. Focusing on solely love and happiness is a recipe for a selfish disaster. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, a couple things. You know, our parents. I'm 51. I guess Generation X. But you know, I mean, I heard it articulated that one of the most unselfish things that somebody can do is to stay in a relate. I mean, nowadays, and I don't want to beat up on any particular gender, but people are not, they're reticent to do this, to stay in a relationship for the sake of the children. Okay, now that is something that the generation before us, baby boomers, a lot of people stayed in relationships that they genuinely should have left. Right? I'm not advocating for anybody to be anybody's punching bag, but our parents believed in family, right? And the state of the world, as an example, right? The state of Black America is a testament to the woes of the degeneration, the destruction of the Black family, and judging by the outcomes, judging by the aims of family law, I mean, I can come to no other conclusion that it's doing what it was designed to do, and that was destroy the Black family. I wasn't the biggest fan of Kevin Samuels, but he said something that I think was very, it was mind-blowing in my opinion. He said feminism did something that crack, poverty, you name, the back malady, feminism did something that none of that could do, and that is completely destroy the Black family.
It wasn't just feminine. It wasn't that. That was part of it. You know what I mean? I agree with the statement, but it was part of that. The family law system. Again, we're going to go back to that later. I see you love coming back to this, brother. Like you got one
well,
track.
I mean, the topic was.
It was, and like I said, like we delved up. We kind of came off of it, and then I will come back to him and circle back to it. But
all right, brother.
You know what I mean? The thing is this. There is a lot that went into the destruction of the Black family, the African American family. You know what I mean? Like welfare had a lot to do with that. The family court system has a lot to do with that. Policing has a lot to do with that. I mean, it was like, bro, we were getting hit on all fronts, and and you can see like they really decimated us, and they tried to decimate some other neighborhoods, some other communities, and it's not working as well. But you can also put popular culture, and a lot of that falls on us as Black folks. I mean, our ancestors came from slaves, man. They had to deal with Jim Crow. That didn't break them.
But they stayed married.
Oh, yes. And you know what? You're right. You're right. You know what I mean? I got nothing for that. You know what I mean? Nothing at all. But Suzette, what are your thoughts on that? Should you, if you get married?
I'm going to add, you both are right. I think, when we had the system of American apartheid, we had no choice but to have one another's back. The survival. I was just going to say the being able to, make it was, women rely on men, men rely on women. We needed each other. I think, post desegregation, the push of women, into the workforce, post World War II and well into the 70s, it just changed the economics. So I think there's a lot there, socioeconomic and politically speaking, policy-wise, drugs, all kinds of stuff, all added up. It was like an amalgamation of things that before 1970s, Black women were married at higher rates than our white counterparts, right? So there was so much going on there. Let me think. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
So, but yeah, it is what it is. But my thing is as a community, we still have to take responsibility for our own action. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do.
I know where I was going. The vow part. I think it is a vow. I think my granddaddy loved my grandma. They had a love match, young, 16, 17 years old. And he loved her. But there was, again, that principle of do or die till death do us part. I think it was easier for them because, again, different time, different society, no distractions. But the focus on that principle was at the core of both of who they were. I think now, getting away from some of the institutions that kept us principled, a la the church and others, a lot of people don't rock the same principles, right? We want the prosperity, but we don't want the, wives, be subject, or excuse me if I'm using the wrong, submit. There we go, to your husband. We don't want that verse. We just want the open up the windows of heaven and pour me out a blessing verse. You know what I'm saying? So, or be fruitful and multiply verse. We don't want none of that. We don't want any of the things that tell us how to be successful at life, which is to marry and to have a family. We want to go opposite of that, and then we wonder why we feel, lonely, this, depressed, whatever. Not everybody will get married. I may not. Only God will know. It's not to diminish anybody for not being married, but I'm just saying the original blueprint allowed for people to live good lives. However, yeah, I think the vow part of it, I do think that plays a role for sure. I think the focus on, quote, happiness, quote, being, quote, satisfied, or, quote, settling. Those are subjective. Stop the foolishness. I just don't feel satisfied. What is out there that's going to satisfy you, ma'am? Again, it is like, is your glass half full, half empty, or are you going to, like our show said last night, is it all about your perspective, self-mastery? Then what if that man can't make you happy? What if you have to make yourself happy? What if there are going to be dips and highs and lows, as there are in any relationship, friendship, family relationship, all of that? Uncomfortable stuff gonna come, trials gonna come. But again, the principle says, wait, this man is struggling with this, or I'm struggling with that, or whatever. The kids need us. We're not gonna just give up like that. But I do think that principle, the vow, means less nowadays, or many people don't want to see it as a steady and fast, which I say commitment. It's like it's movable. You can move the ball now. And if I don't feel, in love, and if I don't feel he's changed, or he didn't become what I wanted him to become. So now I'm out. Please. I do think that is a very shaky ground that we've come to stand on.
Yeah, that was a word, sister.
Wow.
And in all honesty, 1970, with the advent of no fault divorce, the world was given dominion over marriage. And to your point, marriage, to previous generations, it was more than a contract. It was a covenant, which included, both obligations and items that you had to take care of and provide for the rest of your life. So, it's just, as the sister pointed out, it's just been a constant eroding of ethics, morals, principles, just, what you're willing to put up with, or, just a total erosion of the mental health, you name it. You name the social malady. All of this has crept in to the present state of the Black household. So,
wow,
we got a lot of work to do.
That's what's up. And James, you want to say something?
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at her thing now. So marriage, it's definitely a duty. It's definitely, taking that vow. You're right, Suzette. A lot of people just don't take it. I don't know where their views are. They just don't take it seriously anymore.
They wanted the party, bro. They wanted the day. They wanted the dress. They wanted the reception.
And that's what a weddings are for. I mean, the wedding's not for the couple. It's for their friends. The wedding reception is for their friends. That's why I have this running gag that, the more money you spend on a wedding, the less time you'll be married, because it ain't about you.
Might be relatively accurate, actually.
But I mean, but like the focusing solely on happiness part, the recipe for, selfish disaster, I don't know about that. I mean, I think that when you choose a mate, I always tell people, like, you got to vet them. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what that looks like to you, but you got to vet them. And if you guys have the same goals and the same mission in life, you'll find happiness in that. I mean, if you're constantly out there, looking for something better, I mean, marriage isn't like buying a car. I mean, marriage is, you're with that person. You got to make that determination. I mean, yeah, it's just you gotta make a decision and make a commitment. Both parties do. And I hate when I hear people say, well, marriage is 50-50. And I harp on this all the time. I tell Don this, like, marriage is a 50-50. No, hell no. Marriages are 100, 110, 110. I mean, you got to constantly work at it. Constantly. You don't get breaks. I mean, my wife and I, like Donald, people think that we have this great marriage. Our marriage is perfect. We have everybody fooled.
Keep it in house, bro. Keep it in house. I got the perfect marriage. It is what it is. It's the Beaver Cleavers over there. You know what I mean? It's the Huxtables over there. It's perfect.
Exactly. But we keep our business at home. We keep our business at home, like Don can see, because he's known us as long as Danae and I have been together. He known us he knew Naya from the beginning.
Day one.
And so he can look and be like, oh, something ain't right. But most people, they can't see that, because once there's a crack, once the devil sees a crack or he sees a hole somewhere, he's going to come in. So you got to.
And look, Tia Kiki agrees with you 100%, man. 110 exactly. So I just want to say something real quick. We're coming up on 2 hours. I got an hour 50 minutes.
You ain't got nothing to do.
Well,
you ain't got nothing to do.
Hear me out.
No, Suzette got to leave at 10. Suzette gonna have to go at 10.
Right, Suzette's gonna have to go, but I want to keep going. But here's the thing: I'm new to the space, y'all. Like I'm new to StreamYard, and it told me when I first started I could only do 2 hours of live, and then I upgraded. So I think I'm good. I think I could push through. But if we get past 2 hours and the thing just cuts off, I gotta call StreamYard and find out what's going on, because I mean, I see people having these long episodes, and I'm like, how do you do that? So, and I'll figure it out. Trust me, y'all. But we're going to keep going.
I got something important for Suzette.
Go ahead. Hurry up.
Hey, Suzette. Hey, you been to Tampa? Is there like a good Jamaican restaurant down there? Because Nay and I, we've been here. We can't find. No
I would have to ask
Jamaican.
my Tampa homegirl. I don't know Tampa like that. I visit, like, quick pass through conferences and things. Went one, this past Christmas for a Christmas event, but I don't know. So I'll definitely ask and then let you know. But I do want to add something, DL, if I may.
Yes, please.
I don't want to sound like again, let me close my mouth and listen to the people who have been married. I really don't want to sound like and I don't have the intention of someone who is judgmental and like, if you divorced, you did something wrong, or you didn't care about your vow. There are going to be instances where marriages just don't work, like for real. So yes. I want to be very clear that I'm not saying that, beyond, and I don't mean the extremes, of course, like physical abuse and all kinds of stuff can go really, really wrong within marriage. So please understand that although we're painting, pictures with broad strokes, that I honestly feel like that's why God allowed for divorce, not to like the extent that we're using it, but He knew we needed grace because we were going to marry, in some cases, the wrong people. Hello, somebody. When it comes to the vetting process, oftentimes we get caught up and we can't help it. We're human, right? We see the shiny object. We see the deep pocket. We see the beauty of the face and that bad body. And we like, yes, Lord, that's my wife. No, it's not your wife. It's not, exactly. But you marry her anyway, and now you make a family, and then what, right? So we needed grace. We absolutely needed grace, and I think I don't want anyone to come away from, my comments here to think that, oh, Lord, she thinks she better or anything like that, because I've never been married. I don't know these hardships yet, and difficulties yet, and challenges yet, and love in spite of yet. And hurt my feelings and still get in the same bed and all, that's a ministry. That's the vow I'm talking about, though. When it comes to those hard parts, no one ever talks about the hard parts and having to forgive and still love deeply and faithfully and cheer on your partner, and hopefully your partner cheering on you. And DL, I have a show I want to do coming up. Excuse me, on when people should consult or have to consult their spouse. I have a fact pattern that I just recently heard that I was like, damn, I didn't think about that. Even when it comes to decision making on certain things. So I can't give it away, but I want to definitely I want to handle that maybe with Uncle Stu, because he's been married for some time. I think he has a second marriage. But yeah, I need to talk to people like y'all. I don't want to sound like I'm on a high horse at all. So just wanted to clarify that.
Hey, Suzette, you know what? That sounds awesome. I mean, and you're right. People don't really get into the hard stuff because that whole having to get into bed with somebody when you're mad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm picturing
Yeah.
it already. Like that's
Oh
the stuff
yeah.
that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
When you
and-
like, he got on my last nerve, and I have to get in this bed with him. Oh, like that's the
Right.
real test of the vow. That's
And I
the
think
real
Wait, and
test.
don't speak on it now because you're ruining the show. Jay
Oh, yeah,
Swans,
yeah,
we'll,
yeah,
we'll
no,
put you.
yeah.
We'll link you and
I got
Suzette together. Don't because that's going to be a great show, Suzette.
Yeah.
Because
But
Yeah.
no
Suzette,
one talks about that.
but that
Yeah,
thing you
no,
said
I
about
think I'm gonna do it first week of July. I haven't even talked to Uncle Stu. Y'all hearing it here first. But I wanted him to do something that was like different for him. And my cousin brought up a scenario. I was like, yikes, what would I do if my husband told me no? Like, So I'm definitely gonna touch on that. And I would love for you guys
Yeah.
to be a part of it. Mhm.
Come on,
Suzette,
anything you need.
If
I was
if I could ask a question, I guess to the panel at large, doing I guess researching your mate or trying to vet them properly. Yes, in my opinion, yes, you want to do that. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I said you should live with somebody, see how they live, see if they're tidy, so forth and so on. I remember having a discussion with a lady at work one time, and she had mentioned about how she would she wanted to see your TRW, and that maybe I just dated myself, how old I am, but just your credit profile, see if you had good credit, see how you were with money. And I actually was upset. I was like, how dare you, try to talk about what does that got to do with anything? And in all honesty, that's one of the first questions you want to ask. In all honesty, you want to see if they're, if they're responsible. But what I think is, kind of may be a little bit fallacious in that, doing vetting somebody, that is a snapshot in time, right? You can be a different person. That's how you were on XYZ date. Somebody, you could flip the script overnight on somebody. Over
People
something.
change. People
Yeah.
absolutely change.
So,
That's why we do need divorce. We do need it every.
Well,
I want it to
I
be
would like I
the
said,
exception, not the rule. But we need it. People do change.
like I said, I would, I would never tell anybody to put up with, genuine abuse. But I mean, should you pull the plug on your marriage because he forgot to take the trash out?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
And,
yeah,
and hold on one second. Let me jump in because remember, I'm coming up on 2 hours, and I'm not quite sure if this package will allow me to push through. So if it just cuts out people, I'm not going to start it up again. That's just the end of the show. But if it does continue to go through, we're just going to keep rocking. Like I said, I did upgrade. But no, brother, you're not going to. Well, here's the thing about vetting for me, and I'm not a married guy. So, but the thing is this. Yes, people can change, right? But when someone is fundamentally good or fundamentally bad, right? So the vetting process, you need to determine how good or
But
how bad that person is. Go
I
ahead,
have
Suzette.
to push back. Sorry to interrupt. You marry this nice man, and then he'll become like a gambler later, and gamble away your money. Like I've seen that.
Valid point.
So it's not necessarily that, like, I'm telling you, people, if for people just to maintain their sanity in today's society is almost like a miracle. Like you have to practice that. So people can change, even though you think you understand their core is good. People can still change. I have to push back on that a little.
Here's my pushback on that, sis. Here's my pushback on that. What if they get addicted to pain meds? Or you just gonna leave them because they go from pain meds?
No. Pain men can get treatment. Pain men can get treatment. But we might be homeless if you gamble away the mortgage. You get what I'm saying?
You might be homeless if they get hooked on heroin.
Well,
I mean, drug addiction is a horrible thing for any spouse to have to go through. I'm not going to trivialize that at all. Would I leave necessarily? Probably not. But I feel sorry for people whose children get drug addicted and the spouse in that. I don't know. I don't think you should leave a person, but I think that's probably one of the most horrible, what should I say, valleys of marriage that some people have to cross. If someone did leave a drug addicted person, I would not judge them for it.
Hey, well, I'm the one that said the whole vet thing, and and what I mean by vet is that you got to take the time to get to know your person. You're right. You can't hide being a crackhead forever. It'll come out, but take time in a relationship. That whole. I had the butterflies, and like when I met my wife, my initial thing is I was just trying to smash. And Don knows this. Don knows it.
Keeping it 100.
Oh my God!
Telling you, that's what it was.
Is she watching this?
Oh, she will. She. I mean, she know we talked about it. You know, she knows, and I mean, you know, and she wasn't giving me the energy that I wanted. You know, what I mean, she was making it difficult for me, and I couldn't figure out why. I mean, at one point, I even said to her, like, "Do you know who I am? Like, come on now, what you doing?"
Wow.
Nah, bro, tell her
Wow.
what you did at the table
Which time?
when you got kicked.
Oh
Oh
my.
no, no. Well, okay, well, that you know, it was I was talking to Naya, and you know, and I was like trying to, you know, she wasn't feeling me. She was giving me attitude, so I turned and started hollering at her friend, and she kicked me. Like, what are you doing? You know, I mean,
Oh my. That's funny.
yeah, I mean, but it's but she put me in a position where, you know, I wanted to know her. I wanted to know why she was behaving so differently. You know, and you mentioned those pebbles, Suzette, and I really didn't get. I think that because I mean, in my eyes, Naya was perfect from the moment I met her. Really,
Brownie points.
I'm just
I
like,
think
this is too much. Really?
Mhm.
Are you being
I,
for real?
He is
I
being 100. He does
yeah,
not lie, Suzette. He's being 100.
yeah. Now I think that she had to learn a lot in dealing with me. You know, and I found out recently that she had conversations with Don about, you know, I don't know if I want to deal with him anymore. You know what
Sure
I mean?
did.
Which to this day, like I said, it messes with me a little bit. Like, man, I thought I was on my game, and but I wasn't, and she didn't let me know that. I did not know that. She talked to him about it. You know, I did not know that, and that's how,
And
like I
that
said, that's
made you
how
want her more.
it does. I'm like, well, the way she was acting, yes, you know, because she was being difficult, and I couldn't figure that out. I never had so much trouble. You know,
Let's
I mean,
go. Let's go. This is game, ladies. Let's go.
I
Let's
had to.
go.
I mean, this is just, and you know, and she's a special woman. I mean, really. So the pebbles, I think that she was the one that was checking those pebbles, and at some point, she realized, like, hey, you know what? Okay, this is the guy. I choose him. Which I tell people all the time, men, you don't choose women. They decide on you. And when she did, that's when she asked me. Like I told, look, I was laying on the couch. She was laying on top of me on the couch. We're watching BET or something, and she literally like sat up and said, "Hey, where's this going?" And I'm like, "Where's what going? Where's this relationship going?" And I'm,
I love
what are you
it.
talking about? And she said, are we working towards marriage, or is this just something, you know, we're doing? And I was like, well, I'm working towards marriage, but I want to check these boxes. And then she was cool with it. Oh, okay, not a problem. You know,
That's
and this
what's
was
up.
after she did that paperwork for the air traffic thing. So that had nothing to do with it. This is after she did that paperwork. You know, but I mean, I was like, I'm just waiting for these certain things to happen, and you know, and she stuck it out. So, I mean, as far as it worked on me, you know, her being different, her making me earn the right to be with her, you know, while she was earning the right to be with me, that worked for us.
And
Now,
let me ask you about that because you were saying, oh, you know, like, well, I had to earn the right to be with her, and then I was about to say something. Then you're like, well, she also had to earn the right to be with me, and man, I gotta tip my hat to both of y'all. That's what's up, bro. It is a two-way street, like you said, 110%, 110%.
well, yeah, like I said, you know, she was the one that wasn't letting me, you know, F around. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and not sexually, just generally. You know what I mean? Like, no, you can't do that. You got it. You're better than that. You know, she was on that kick constantly. She was constantly telling me ways to improve myself. I mean, I have a close group of friends, a close group of brothers that I deal with. You know, Don is one of them. You know, my circle's real tight. And and I trusted my circle. You know what I mean? My brothers will meet her and be like, damn, don't let her go. You know,
Yeah.
you got one. Don't let her go. You know, I listen to my brothers, and I almost messed up many times. And when I'm in a position where I'm about to do something stupid or this and that, I call my circle, and they'll check me in a heartbeat. You
Yeah,
know, you know, John knows. He's been there through all of it. You know, he knows
yeah.
all the dirty secrets. And
And for the record, I don't get many of those calls. Just for the record, I don't get many. That's y'all talking to a top tier guy, a real top tier guy. That's my man right there.
I don't
You
know
know what I
about
mean?
that. I don't
That's
know
my
about
man.
that.
Yeah, he don't like to hear it, but he is, bro, on every metric. So, just so y'all know, man, y'all watching the DLC and I really want to know podcast. Sue, I just want to tell you it's 10:04. You know I love you. I'm not trying to kick you out
Okay, no,
because
I
I know you
appreciate
said
it.
you
I'm
had to
gonna
go.
Oh
hang
yeah.
out for a couple more minutes. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. And brother Lamont, thanks for hanging in there. We got Jay Swans in the house. So I didn't want to, this conversation started with the family court system and how it was, kind of messed up. Now we're talking about relationships and how to secure solid relationships. We're gonna finish with where we started. So, like, Brother Lamont, I'm gonna ask you to hang in there as long as you can with me because I would like to finish out with you. So yeah,
But
any other questions? There's Suzette.
I just want to say before I kind of hop off, I appreciate what Jay Swan shared, but a man has to be ready for that. I don't
Yeah.
think those expectations should be put on just every man. And then people tell me all the time, "Oh my God, you meet so much good men." I'm like, but men have to be ready. Men have to want you. Men have to want the vow and the responsibility. So I think it just comes down to their preparedness and readiness. Both people, not saying
Yeah.
just men, but
Yes.
especially now when ladies are listening to your kind of testimony, I don't want them to think that's every man every day all the time.
No.
It has to be
No.
when a man is ready and showing you signs that he is ready.
Well,
Praise the Lord. Hopefully I'll experience that one day.
well, Suzette, it's funny you say that because I had a conversation with Don a couple weeks ago. We were just, talking like we do. And, it kind of came to me when I actually said it out loud to him and I didn't even catch it that I had a plan, all my
When you
life.
met her. Yeah.
Well, even before I met her, I had a plan. I knew what I wanted to do. From the time I was in kindergarten, I wanted to be an air traffic controller. I wanted a wife that would love me like my mother loved my dad, and I wanted a son that would love me like I love my dad. And I didn't even realize that until I said it to him one day. And he's like, "Hold up, I ain't never heard no shit like that."
Right. Because I'm like, bro, you talking to a real knucklehead. Like, well, didn't you have a plan? I'm like, man, my plan was to stay alive, not get shot by anybody, not get arrested, get to the Army, get to airborne school. That was my plan. He's talking about relationships, marriages, and all this stuff when he was a kid. I don't know anybody that did that.
And I didn't even realize.
I don't think I had that in my vision board. I didn't have that in my vision board either.
Well, I think part of it is that, that's how I was raised. So, but I didn't realize I had a plan. I was out Don and I was out in the streets, doing silly shit, but I didn't realize it until I said it out loud. So, I guess that's just something that my parents had instilled in me. So I don't know, but
that's beautiful. I think train them up young. That's why I'm like, even if I can help one cousin or one mentee or somebody to see things as valuable, having a man in your life is valuable, right? And adds value.
Having an amazing woman in your life is too.
It does both ways, 100% both ways. But I think we don't preach the value. We think they are intrinsically understand it. No, we've been preaching to them being by yourself. I wouldn't even call it selfishness, but independence is what we've been preaching. So once you preach that, you reach that pinnacle, you're independent. Okay, great. You look around. And then it's like, wait a minute, there are other options. And there are options that really do serve me, mind, body, and soul. Financial too. But I think sometimes we have lost within our communities these conversations about, no, this is actually a wonderful thing in your life if you're married to the right person, if you choose wisely. And you can build stuff together. You can totally work on each other in terms of your self-development and growth.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when it works, but we have, I think, DL Red Pill overemphasized the back.
There it is. Ozzy, Suzette, listen, seriously. Tonight you said that being submissive is okay. You just said you don't need no man. You just said being a man are good. You are here. You are here. Mission accomplished.
Hold on. I don't know if I...
Too late,
I don't know if I
girl.
want no bag. All I'm saying is there's so many parts of this that are not being talked about or taught to women. And I just feel like now with, I guess, even my last 2-3 years of understanding, even in the last year, myself a little bit more. And like Jay Swan is talking about what it is that I've visioned. I don't even know that I had permission or even an awareness that I could have visioned some of the stuff that we're talking about, right? I just thought the vision was supposed to be go to law school, supposed to be get the hustle, supposed to be get the bag, whatever. And I was like, wait a minute. I told Officer Nathan Daly, I was like, I even knew my first job. I was just looking at some of the like women in senior management, and I knew, and I said, I don't want to be necessarily like them. Nothing wrong with them. I admire them. I like them as people. But I was like, I don't know. Most of them were single. But I just felt like, nah, not my look. But I didn't have language for what it was that I wanted. I knew in my spirit there was something else, but I didn't know what it was. So yeah, the more we can bring awareness, I don't know if it's called red pill awareness, but the more we can bring awareness of just the realities of life. We talking about slow hand clap. AK Ozzy, you're so funny. You're so funny. But yeah, no, I just think it should be, people should have more options than what they're being given. And like I
Yes.
said, it's just not being, what could really serve us individually and as a community is not being preached. So anyway, you're doing work over here, Mr. DL Saint. Thank you for having me on.
Yo, thanks for the support, Suzette. For real, if it weren't for you, I mean, I've learned so much from you. The matter of fact, you were the first person that ever had me on. So I will always be indebted to you. If I could ever do anything for you, it's done. Welcome to the Red Pill, sis. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Everybody, give it up for Suzette
DL, you're
Speaks.
awesome. You know that. Thank you. Bye, J Swan. Bye, Mr. Lamont. I'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
That was Suzette Speaks, everybody. That's it. We did it, y'all. We got one more beautiful sister who's red pill aware. We making it happen over here. We making
Don't you
it
call
happen.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and claim it. And so yeah, like yo, Jay, man, I'm finna holler at Brother Lamont. I'm gonna let him, because we're gonna go back to where we started.
You gotta
with
go
the
back to
family court.
the depressing stuff. All right.
Yes, we'll go back to the depressing stuff because it's important, and I know Brother Lamont is real passionate about this, man. So I wanna give him the extended last word. So we're gonna go back to that. Yeah, Akazi is saying peace and salute. Hand claps from Sister Tia Kiki. You know, thanks for supporting Shorty. You know what I mean? Brother Michael was even saying peace. So all right, man, I'm gonna holler at you later, bro. We need to get to the range. We need to get to the range, man. I need to fire a couple hundred rounds through that thing, man. So let's make it happen.
You need to practice before you go. Something. Last time was
No,
embarrassing.
no. Yeah, exactly. Last time was embarrassing,
Oh,
wasn't it,
breaking
bro?
up.
Yeah,
Gotta go. Breaking up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. You better run. Big punk ass. Okay, Brother Lamont, thank you for hanging in there, bro. And I think you can unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you
yes.
so much. I mean, with these platforms, man, conversations they go where they go. You gotta follow it, man, because we got some real good stuff out of that, man. That was
I got
some
you.
real
I
good
got
stuff.
you.
So,
Well, I'm a content creator as well. I really haven't jumped all the way into it. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to do. It's not necessarily red pill or blue pill, but I'm more of a father's rights advocate, trying to firstly get men the knowledge that they need to win in the current system. All right, it's a game. It's a game, and we need to be able to play it.
So with that said right there, what are the top 3 things that brothers need to know, fathers need to know under the current system? What should they do? Like, you just got the summons, child support. You got the court summons. What are the first 3 things they should do?
Well, you're already behind the 8 ball, in all honesty. If you
back it up.
If you want to get to the point where we're just okay. I will, but give me a second. If you want to start the day you got served, you're already lame to the game. If that's the starting point. But unfortunately, and this is the tragic part about it. Okay, while you're married and under the current regime, under the current laws, you always have to be planning for the doomsday scenario, i.e., your divorce. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that go into that. This could be the topic of an entire show. I sent you one of my videos. I have a couple brothers all over the country that I'm interacting with. But first things first, you always have to have 1 year's worth of medical records, school records, dental records, be able to prove that you are active and participatory in your kid's life, i.e., if it's not witness statements from people, the librarian, people at the school, friends and family, you have to be able to document these things. You have to be able to have the receipts on everything. And it's unfortunate because you said that you had experience with family law. It's unfortunate because you actually have to keep receipts on a lot of men in this particular context. A lot of men, relinquish certain things to their wife because that's, essentially what men are supposed to do, i.e., you take the kids to the hospital, you take the kids to back to school night. Rude awakening.
You're saying do that
hold
and use your credit card, right? So you have proof.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Okay, rude awakening for men. Okay, every time that you allow your wife to take the kids to the hospital, the release notes document that. They document who the kid came to the hospital with. Okay, every time you do not do that, you are literally relinquishing ownership title to your children. Because that's the way the courts look at it. They judge you by that. In regards to what things I would change in family law, I have a very long list. I'll give you 7 of them. Okay, first of all, the state has to enforce family law court orders in their entirety. That means enforcing visitation. Enforce the perjury statute. You had mentioned that attorneys freely acknowledge that it's liar's court. Okay, perjury is a Class A felony in California. Okay, penalize false allegations in the silver bullet. Criminal allegations are to be adjudicated in criminal court. Okay, this is one of the biggest issues with family law court. A family law court judge, and in family law, a private attorney, your wife's attorney, is not the district attorney. That is a private attorney that is adjudicating a criminal allegation against you. Okay, there's a lot of procedures that are in criminal court that's for your protection. For a domestic violence restraining order, that allegation would have to get first past the review of the district attorney, who has full discretion on what crimes are going to be prosecuted in your county. Okay, if he knew that that allegation was stemming out of some family law BS, it would immediately get dismissed, because most of these allegations are total crap, and they know that women are gaming the system. Okay, they need to bring fault divorce back. Okay, and I don't have a problem with no fault divorce. Why anyone would sign a contract that has no terms and conditions is beyond me. But if you want to be an idiot, you're free to be an idiot. Sign a no fault divorce. Okay, minimize the time it takes to get a divorce. Okay, and minimize the cost that it is required for a divorce. And no prejudice against pro per litigants. That's people who walk in there without an attorney. So those are my changes. And I in less than about 5 minutes, I just solved the California family law issue.
So that's what's up, bro. So what we're gonna have to do, man, is we're gonna have to collab on this one, because it's funny you mentioned that, because I can one up you on that, bro. It wasn't the petitioner's attorney that had me up on the contempt of court charge. It was the mom. She filed it on her own. The attorney he didn't want anything to do with it, and the judge allowed it. That
even makes it more ridiculous,
right? And the judge allowed it. So it was a kangaroo kind of thing. But you know what, bro? We need to dedicate, a show to those 7 things right there and start to delve into it, because brothers, y'all really need to hear this, man. Y'all need to understand that the system as it stands today does not work for you. It is what it is. It's like Jay Swan says, you know what the game is. It is what it is. Just, if you out there like I was, slaying them, getting the Foxy Brown, taking the risk that I was taking, right? It is what it is. But at least understand what you up against so you can protect yourself accordingly. So we definitely got to talk, man. You sent me that email, so I'm going to hit you back. We're going to pick a date. I want to give you plenty of time to get your stuff together, get the research together, man. And like I said, I'll play Lucifer's advocate just to have fun with it. And really can really delve in there, and we can have a good time, but we can also educate brothers on what's going on out there. Most women aren't like this, but we need to prepare you for the ones that are, because you don't know what you're getting. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I temper my assessment of I guess the women that would drag somebody into this. I put it like this: just about anybody would take advantage of a rigged system. 85% of the time, women are awarded sole custody, custodial parentage. It's few and far between the person that would not take advantage of a rigged game, right? The 7% of women who actually agree to joint custody I believe that's a pretty accurate number of the percentage of decent women in the world.
I personally wouldn't take it that far, but we're gonna delve into it. That's where that Lucifer's advocate to come out when we had this talk. Because
Okay.
like I said, I'm right there with you, man. But it's some like that right there. I'm like, I don't know, and we'll be able to have that back and forth. But everything else, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You got to prepare. You definitely want to be prepared for the worst, but you don't be walking around scared either. But you just want to know like this could happen. You know, and because my thing is, I tell people this: if you don't want to give men a choice, if you're not going to give a man that the same opt out that the woman has when it comes to reproductive rights, at least give the man an opportunity to get fixed for free. That's my big thing. Like, y'all ain't gonna do anything else. Let it when you turn 18. I want to get fixed. Fine, the government should pay for it, and when you want to get unfixed, they should pay for that too. You can go out and make babies. At least give him that choice. So when people say you had a choice, you didn't have to sleep with her. Like, well, she didn't have to sleep with me. That's just the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. So, brother, let's go ahead and make it a vow right now. We're gonna pick a date. We're gonna get your information together, and we're gonna go hard on this one, bro. Like, cause I definitely want to have that episode 100%.
All right, fam. You know, let me know. I'm down for whatever. You know, I consider myself a divorce consultant. I think, going through divorce, you need a lot of things because attorneys are not really there to ensure that, you are treated fairly. And what I mean by fairly is your 50% ownership stake to the care, custody, and control of your children. Attorneys are not about that. They're about fleecing you.
Yeah,
and
they're not getting that money.
That's an appropriate word. Fleecing you of the equity in your house, whatever percentage of your pension that your ex is entitled to, the same ex that's now being rewarded for a contract that she broke.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you 100%. With you 100%. Got no pushback from me. Yep. I'm with you.
So I'm all about I have a complete divorce file that if I had access to what I'm willing to allow any brother to go through, it would put you up on game significantly. But unfortunately, the way that the game is currently set up, you cannot wait until you get served. You have to be prepared. I would say at least 6 months. I would say optimally 12 months before you get served. You actually already have a game plan, already communicating with an attorney, already communicating with a divorce consultant, already creating your file of proof of your involvement with your children, okay, your financial house, and whatever else may come your way.
Well, shit, man, let's make that happen, bro. That's what's up, man. So shout out to you, man. Thanks again for coming on.
All right.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna look out for that email, man. I'll probably hit you up on Monday or Tuesday. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to Miami, so I'm gonna be doing
bro.
bad boy stuff down there, so you won't hear from me.
Okay.
But when I get back, it's on. I might
Don't
need that. Yeah. Hope they gonna hurt me. I'm old. I'm like you, bro. We the same age.
Okay.
I'm gonna holler at you later, brother.
All right.
Peace. So, and then it was just me, y'all. So listen, that was a good show, man. Shout out to Suzette. Shout out to Lamont. Shout out to my dude Jay Swans. You know what I mean? There's one more thing I wanted to leave y'all with. So on last night's show, I was talking about this meetup in Dallas. There was like a meetup gathering, and this woman was sister was on TikTok saying, I'm at this meetup, there's no men here. And she's on TikTok showing her phone around. As you see all these ladies sitting at tables and bar by themselves. And I think it was Act Ozzy who was saying, yo, that's cap. There were dudes there. And you know what? The brother was correct. Y'all probably seen this already if y'all have been looking online, looking on YouTube and all that. Bro, here it is, right here, live and direct. This chick right here was talking about ain't no men here at this party. And let me show you what really happened at the party. Clout chasers.
Mixer. And only women show.
Right here it is. All these women looking mad. No dudes. But this is what really happened. Later on. Oh, look at that. They turn it up. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they was booty everywhere. Look at that. Hey.
What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to a different.
And we're back to Art of Kicks. Go check out his channel, man. Like, because the brother, he's been following this story pretty good, and I just thought it was hilarious, to be honest with you. And it was, listen, it was a couple women in there. Like, I think she was the organizer. Like, bro, she was fire. You hear what I'm saying? Light skinned, it looked like she could have been Colombian. Up in there, I think this woman right here, this one, she got there early. I'm willing to bet that this particular event, it was free for women before a certain time. All those chicks that showed up in that TikTok video were there because they didn't want to have to pay cover. Like I said before, there was hardly any drinks on those tables. There was no food coming out. They sitting around with their faces all turned up because ain't no dudes there to buy them stuff. It was no simps.
Went to this exact same event in Dallas.
But look at her.
Mixer went down in
Hey now.
Copyright, gotta cut that out right quick. Hold on.
Guess who I would have hollered at? They had some nice ones in there. And my man Jay Swans from the beginning said it was fishy.
There go another
He
man.
was like, there had to be
Talk
brothers
about.
in there. Like, why wouldn't you go in there? Look who they got in there.
I ain't say nothing.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
don't
Look who they
come
got
for
in
me.
there.
And it continues.
And I'll just put it on mute because look, and that might have been the chick who posted the video that was just dancing there a second ago. All these dudes, they were there. This is in Dallas. It was dimes in there. Look at she looked like she put it together, and she is put together. I'd have hollered at her. I would have hollered at her. Like, what's going on? Look at all the drinks. Look at all the tables now. Can't get nothing on them tables for so many drinks and food and stuff because the dudes in there, and they know, simps in there doing what simps do. I ain't mad at them. Little shorty right here, I'd have bought her a drink. Probably wouldn't have bought her a drink, but I got her a drink. Yeah, I'd try to take her home. She looked like she was ready to go. You know what I mean? So, but look at this. So, clout chasers, man, the worst type of people on the planet. The worst types. The worst types. I can't believe that. The worst types. You know what I mean? So, I was wrong. I stand corrected, man. If I report something, quote unquote report, if I have something on my video or whatever, or do an episode about something, I find out that it's wrong, I'm absolutely gonna do this and try to set the record straight. I got caught up by clout chaser like everybody else. Act Ozzy, there was about 30 dudes, at least 30 dudes. You know what I mean? At least. Jay Swan's Colombian. We all black in the dark. Hey, man, for sure though. For sure though. You know what I mean? But y'all, you know I got a thing for Medellin. No, I got a thing for Medellin. You know what I'm saying? I'll be down there, Hotel Charlie, man, later on this year in Poblado, making it happen. Don 007, nah, bro. The game was on. Everybody's watching the game. Oh, the game was on. Everybody's watching the game. Oh, okay, I get it. And they came out when the game was over. That makes sense. Dudes are thirsty. Yeah. And women are thirsty too. If you a top tier guy, bro, they thirsting. These women be thirsting over you, bro. Don't think that they don't. You know what I mean? And it's, when I was a youngin', man, I didn't pay for nothing. I was a real knucklehead. And I'm gonna have to go back to them tactics. I gotta go back to being a knucklehead. If you out and about and I see these chicks, and especially if they trying to get something out of you, nah, man, you're gonna have to just play a song, bro. Bands to make her dance. Like, oh, you want me to buy you a drink? What you doing for this drink, shawty? If she gonna come at you like that, she gonna look at you like a wallet. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead and do what you gotta do, man. Be respectful now. Be respectful. But work your game. It's all about that Foxy Brown. You know what I mean? And like I said, yeah, Ozzy was like, dudes are thirsty. They go Jay Swans, bite them all. Like, don't bite them. Don't bite them on the butt without permission. We might want to get that in writing. You go to the police with that, boy, you got a problem. And dudes didn't get in there free. Oh, hell no, they didn't. Dudes did not get in there for free. I mean, y'all know what it is. It's a common tactic. You got an event. Women, if they get there before a certain time, they get in free. And then after that time, everybody's paying whatever. You know what I mean? $20, $40, $50, whatever. That was a nice event. I would have easily paid $20 to get in there. I mean, that's Dallas, Texas, so $20 that's mid-tier, that's mid to good tier for a cover in a daytime. You know what I mean? The same event, you're doing it at a small venue later on at night. Yeah, you can probably get like 20 from ladies and 50 from the dudes. You know what I mean? 'Cause, like bottles, getting bottle service and all that. So yeah, $20 easy. That might have been 15. Like I said, they ain't got money like that in Dallas. I mean, some people do, but Dallas is like a real You know, it ain't LA, it ain't New York, it ain't Miami. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Miami, you're trying to get into like Vendome or something like that, bro. That's gonna cost you 2, maybe 3 bottles to get in on a slow night. If you a dude, like you and 3 or 4 dudes, y'all buying bottles, bro. You know what I mean? And a cheap bottle down there is $1,100. You know what I mean? On a slow night, you might be able to get away with $700 a bottle. You know what I mean? If you know how to negotiate. They ain't doing that in Dallas. You know what I mean? So, brother, you paying to me women, you're already a simp. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I can sign off on that one, bro. You got to go in the nightclubs. If you ain't got connects, you paying to get in the nightclubs. You ain't going in the nightclubs for the music. You're going in the nightclubs so you can get at the chicks. So you paying. You paying to get in. You know what I mean? Even if you're getting a bottle or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. You got to go where they at, bro. They in the club, you got to go where they at. That's just the thing. If you hunting in the nightclubs, in the lounges or whatever, you know what I mean? You don't have to go there. You can catch them in the park. You can catch them at the grocery store. You can catch them at the light, bro. You know, how many times have you pulled up at the light and look over and see a dime, holler at her like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? Especially if you a youngin'. You know, it's harder for me at my age. I'm 51 years old. I don't really be trying to do that no more. I ain't trying to pick them up at the stoplight. I ain't trying to parking lot pimp. I ain't really trying to do that no more. My game's a little more subtle. I come a different way with it. You know what I'm saying? But still, if they in there, that's where you need to be, bro. If it's $25, $50, $100, whatever. If the dimes are in there, you need to go on in there and make that happen. And act Ozzy, I'd rather pay for this than the club. All right, real talk, man. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you. Your game is game. Like, where you want to get them. Get them in the gym. You feel me? You get them wherever. You can catch them. I was walking down the street. This was 3 weeks ago. Last time I was down in Brickell. I'm walking down the street, and there was a female coming the other way, right? So she was kind of on her phone with her head kind of halfway down. So I would drift to my right as she was drifting to her left. So every time I moved, she would line up with me. And I move this way, she would line up with me. And I move it. And it was funny. She was fine. She was fine. She was probably in her mid to late 30s, early 40s, maybe, but she looked good. She was, working. It was during the week. You know what I mean? It was like a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that. And whichever way I moved, she moved. And finally, she started moving like a running back and smiling. Like we was like laughing at each other, said, yeah, what's up, girl, whatever, having fun. That was a good encounter. Bam, I was on my way to see somebody. Otherwise, I could have, you know what I'm saying? Could have snatched her with the quickness because she was cool like that. So you never know where you're going to find these women, man. You got to be ready to drop your game. You can't be looking all serious neither, man. Women love to laugh. They love to smile. They love to have a good time. They love these experiences, man. So you got to be the one that provides that experience. So Jay Swans, I ain't never paid for shit. And you know this. That is true. Like I told you, I was knucklehead back in the day, and Jay Swans was with me. We weren't paying for shit back then. That's keeping it 100. He ain't lying. Now, I've evolved. He got married, as we know. You know what I mean? Married the perfect woman. He truly has a queen. So he ain't have to stay in the streets. So I've been in the trenches ever since. I had to evolve a little bit. You know what I mean? And act Ozzy's. Numbers are better in the meetup. Numbers are better. I mean, but still though, bro, there's still gonna be girls in there clicked up. It's gonna be in small groups, and that's advanced game, knowing how to holler at people, man, getting up to them. You know what I mean? Jay Swans, Freaknik was free. It sure was. It sure was. Freaknik, boy, oh boy, I forgot about that, bro. I forgot about that. And then actually, I went to the Freaknik while you were still in Korea. When I came home, I went to that Freaknik, bro. We bumped into Tupac, Breed. They was filming a video for Tootsie Roll. We saw that. Like Deion Sanders, when prime time, he was walking around. Bro, Freaknik was off the chain, man. We was driving around on sidewalks. Black folks took over Atlanta, man. They took over Atlanta proper, bro. All up in Buckhead and all that, man. Like they took over. The police was just standing there watching. There was nothing they could do. But it was no drama, man. It was cool. LA was out there that year deep. The first time I encountered gangbangers, bro, for real. LA was out there, man. They drove out there. Them boys was heated. You know what I mean? But they was having a good time. They were not tripping. It was no set tripping from anybody. The Midwest was there. We down south. The West came. Cali was out there. You know what I'm saying? The dirty South came up. Miami was up in there. Man, that was That was legendary, y'all. See, y'all got me reminiscing. Whew, Freaknik. That was 1994. That was Freaknik 1994. Yup. So Jay Swans, you was still in Korea. You were in Yongsan doing your thing. I ain't gonna tell on you. I know what you was doing, boy. I know what you was doing. All I'm gonna say is this: Gadzuki. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And then yeah, act like if she's drifting with you, it's a dance off and you're invited. Yo, man, she was about it. That's about reading the body. You got to read people, man. You got to be able socially. That's what being socially calibrated is. You got to kind of know. Women always will give you some sort of approach signal. This woman was wide open with it, wide open with it. But women always give you certain signals, man, if they want to holler at you, man. So you got to be able to. You got to be keen. You got to pick. Pick out those signals when they give them, man. Don't waste those opportunities. And like that day game is the best, bro. They talk about that on the Fresh and Fit world. They talk about that in the manosphere. Day game is the absolute best, especially in cities where they playing fair. Day game works in any city, but like Miami is the best city in my opinion for day game. Miami, like Dade County, Broward County, doesn't matter. I don't care what you into, Latina, black, white, Russian, Haitian, Dominican, you know what I mean? Colombian, Cuban, it's all down there. Argentina, it's all down there, bro. It's all down there. So, and all you gotta do is walk up and say hi, man. Jay Swan says that all the time. But walk up in, how y'all doing? What's good, ladies? How y'all feeling? Simple. You don't need a pickup line. If you use lines, go ahead and use them. But I never use a pickup line, man. I'm like, what's your pickup line? I'm like, how you doing? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Comment on her nails. Talk about her shoes. She got some nice shoes or whatever she wearing. Make a comment about her. Boom, it's over. You compliment something, she's talking to you. You know what I mean? Jay Swan's cat. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Speaking of cat, thank you so much for that, brother. And still, you had the better part of that deal. It was 2 more dimes there. You had 2. I got 1. You had 2. I got 1. And you still crying about it. Come on, man. You hooked your boy up. Thank you. I mean, shoot, man. What you want me to do? Make you a T-shirt? God damn, bro. Gotta make you a T-shirt? Come on now. You know what I'm saying, Brother Michael? Thanks so much, man. I'm finna wrap this up, y'all. Gadzuki can't always hit a home run. Even Hank Aaron had to occasionally bunt. Yes, sir. We've all been there, done that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you. I have been there. I have done that walk of shame myself. I had to walk them out the house, and the whole crew like, no, you didn't, bro. I'm like, yes, I did. Because I am a beast. That's how it works. Again, I'm in my old age now, man. I don't do none of that, bro. I'm a holy man. I walk the path. I'll walk the path. Shout out to the Tate brothers. So listen, thanks for rocking with me, man. 2 hours and 37 minutes. Now I know I can go over the 2-hour limit. I did my upgrade works. We are cooking with fire. We're going to keep pushing through. I'm not going to do a show tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to be in Miami. I might post something. If something goes crazy, if I'm out, I see something crazy, I might post something. I'm going down there for Greg Gammon for his financial seminar. It's a great guy. Go check him out on YouTube. The man is brilliant. I'm going down there. I want to network with these cats. You know what I mean? These are real high value men. They know what's going on in the stock market, and women. They bring men and women down there, and they're gonna be talking some good stuff, man. So I'm going down there for that. And while I'm there, I'm gonna holler at my people. And Brother Gammon is definitely Red Pill. He's been on Fresh and Fit. Go check out his YouTube, and I think it's Greg Gammon. I'm trying to pull it up for you real quick. I think that's him. Yeah, that's him. I'm sorry, it's George Gammon. I'm so sorry. It is George Gammon. So go check him out. Rebel Capitalist Show. It's on YouTube. So check out George Gammon, guys. Check the brother out. He's real cool. I'm old, man. I said my mind is slipping. That's what my dad used to always say. This guy, as far as the financial world goes, he's a beast. So check him out. Right, he's been talking about the housing bubble. He has some really good ideas on investment opportunities, especially now with this recession that we're in. So go over there, check the brother out. I'll be down in Miami at his show. And so let me I was gonna catch up on the chats and then be out. Let's see. I lost my place. I'm trying to find my place right now. Oh, there it is. So, damn, brothers, she carried me home. I got mine. Yeah, Jace was talking about Godzuki. We call her Godzuki because she's like baby Godzilla. Boy, oh boy, she had a body you would not believe. Wasn't the prettiest woman in the world, but boy, oh boy, did she have a body, and she was strong. Sister Tia Kiki, thanks for hanging out. Thank you, DL Saint. Another excellent show. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. You coming over and showing support. I appreciate that. Brother Michael, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got one of the best chats in the business right now. You know what I mean? I'm loving y'all. Y'all doing good things. Brother James, hit him with the thumbs up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, give me like Fresh and Fit is live. Yes, sir. I'm about to wrap this up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, y'all. I appreciate it. I am DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.